Watching FanDuel Sports Network, the home of the Clippers, Kings, and Angels.
It's a sweet Saturday night in Southern California. Tonight, game 2 of a 3-game series at the Big A. It's the Los Angeles Angels against the Baltimore Orioles. Alongside Mark Kubazai, Wayne Randazzo, and could be a chance for the Angels tonight to even up this series at a game apiece.
Yeah, close game last night. Wayne just unable to get that big hit at the right moment. Their defense was solid. So Baltimore struggling with runners in scoring position. Had some big hits for them yesterday. Hopefully the Angels get those big hits today and tie the series up 1 apiece.
Well, as Kyle Hendricks on the mound yesterday gave up 3 runs. The Angels starting pitching has largely turned into a strength here in the month of May.
Yeah, Wayne, right now, they've been doing a great job. Every game they've given an opportunity to win ball games. And you go back since May 1st, they got an ERA of 3.30, 8th best in all of baseball. Kikuchi, the entire staff, Soriano, you got Kochanowicz, you got mentioned Kyle Hendricks, and Tyler Anderson's been an all-star so far this season. You give your team a chance to win games by going at 5, 6, even getting into 7th inning and put up some pretty good numbers. All of a sudden you feel that sometimes you get those big hits, make those plays, and shut them down out of the bullpen and win a game.
Well, the Angels are hoping that Jack Kochanowicz can shut down the Orioles here tonight. And against all these lefties in the Baltimore lineup, try to rely on that changeup a little bit more.
Yeah, he's got to do that, Wayne. He's got to use his secondary pitches a lot more. You know, his fastball is good, and we know how good that sinker could be, but they're sitting on fastballs, and when they do that enough, that's when you're going to run into some problems.
And Kochanowicz trying to use his sinker tonight to set things up for himself, something they'll be able to play off of.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at last year as compared to in-zone percentage and the whiff percentage, how he had a 5% more whiff percentage, it's tough to get a lot of swing and misses, in my opinion, on a sinker because it's generally going to be down, but when it's an effective pitch, that's when it's running down in the strike zone with good movement. He will get some swings with that. He'll throw his 4-seam fastball, but that is the one I wanted him to see that throw. That one has that sink down in the strike zone. Even if you make contact, it can be even hard contact, it'll be on the ground, so he's going to rely on that quite a bit. Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. The pitch tunneling with all those pitches he will throw, and I think he's going to use them all tonight as far as a slider, sweeper, changeup, 4-seam fastball, same arm slot, but you have that run action on that sinker downstairs. It's going to set up those other pitches very, very effectively.
Jack Kochanowicz getting ready to go against the Orioles. We know the other guy's going to throw a lot of pitches. Kyle Gibson, the veteran on the mound for Baltimore.
I mean, he's pitched a lot of games throughout his big league career, but he's given up a lot of home runs. He's only pitched 7+ innings this year. He's given up 6 home runs. He's had some success lately against the Angels, but early in his career, the Angels had good at-bats against him.
He has a 7.27 ERA here at Angel Stadium. We'll see if the Halos can even up this series at a game apiece against the Orioles. Game 2 of this 3-game set. A little Saturday night fever on a warm night at Angel Stadium.
I'm Jesse's uncertainty, and I really thought house projects were my time to shine. One little, "Are you sure?" He gets stuck before he even got started. Jesse's because of with their guides, he knows exactly what to do. This is great.
Certainty. Thumbtack. Down the day.
There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame show, MLB Tonight, live at 5. Join Greg, Harold, and Dan and a star-studded roster for a preview of all the night's matchups. Get a first look at the lineups.
Everything looks good right now for the Yankees.
First take from the players.
I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
And the first of many breakdowns every game night. A full night of baseball starts at 5. MLB Tonight's national pregame show, live at 5 Eastern on MLB Network. The 611 podcast meets MLB Network. Join longtime teammates and former MVPs Jimmy Rollins and
On FanDuel Sports Network, brought to you by Hyundai. With a brand new Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. By Jack in the Box, there's so much free food on the new Jack app, your wallet's going to miss you. And by the OC Healthcare Agency. Navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. Jack Kochanowicz wore number 64 last season. They've got him a more traditional pitching number this year, wearing the number of the great Tom Seaver, number 41, as Jack Kochanowicz is on the mound here tonight.
I love it because he's the guy that if you that can have some, that's tough to be, but you know,
terrific for the ball. Got the ballpark, as you of course. Palmer is the game.
My go-to. Have a bounce back, have a solid game against Baltimore here tonight. He's never faced them before. Is using those secondary pitches throughout. That means that slider, sweeper, changeup, along with the four-seamer, but run that sinker consistently on the lower half of the strike. So when that sinker's been hit, it's when it's been up in the middle part of the plate. But work that sinker down, don't overthrow it, stay on top of that baseball, and work that sink.
Let's show you the lineup for Baltimore's Orioles as they come in 14-23 after the win last night. It's Jackson Holliday leading off, not something he has done a lot of, playing second base. Rutschman, Henderson, those lefties at the top of the order, broken up by Mountcastle, but then more lefties. O'Hearn, Mullins, these guys have a lot of left-handed bats. That's why they've struggled so much against left-handed pitching. They've been terrible against left-handed pitching. We'll see if Tyler Anderson can take advantage of that tomorrow. But for tonight, Kochanowicz is going to have to use that changeup like we talked about.
Yeah, I think that changeup is going to be big. The defense behind him there. You got Matthew Lugo making that first career start out in the outfield. Played last night in center field, playing left field. All those games down play 34 at 2.
It's a good defensive fielder from what you're saying to step in, and now a pitch issue. The ball game on. Logan O'Hoppe is after the mound along with home plate umpire Mr. Seha. Playing this, isn't he? The pitch com at the beginning of the game.
Oh, that's good time to just to throw him under the bus.
There he is,
that. He'll
the legend.
It. Yes,
Tim Buss. Pitchcom is his category of responsibilities. And they've got one that's working now for Jack Kochanowicz to take the mound and get things going. It's just like having the clicker, you know. Why isn't this thing working?
I got to listen in on one of those in a spring training game. I said, that's too much work in my brain. I can't overload that brain of mine.
You hear enough voices. You don't need that.
Yes, there's a lot of voices going on in my head.
Well, it is a beautiful night here, but it's warm here at Angel Stadium. It's a bit windy, too. We'll see if the ball flies a little bit here tonight as Jackson Holliday leads things off. First pitch strike. We are underway at Angel Stadium. 97 to get it going. Holliday in the game yesterday had a couple of hits, was on base 3 times. He drove in a run as well. He hits this one sharply on the ground and threw a base hit. A good solid swing from the left side. Jackson Holliday.
And that sinker in the inner half plate. That ball works. Trying to get that work the other way. Stayed in. It was
it's the second time in his career that he's left this season, and Holliday starts it off with a base hit. So that's how it goes for Kochanowicz, now having to deal with a base runner. This is kind of when the Orioles start to struggle when guys are on base. Here's Rutschman, and there's a strike. Rutschman's had to do a lot of catching with Gary Sanchez out of commission. They brought Sanchez in this year. And the Orioles have had a lot of injuries to start the season. That's been part of the reason why their pitching has struggled so much. They've had a lot of guys out, including Zach Eflin, who's supposed to be back tomorrow. There's a strike to Rutschman, and Kochanowicz ahead 0-2. 89 degrees at first pitch. Summer came early for us.
Yeah, but it's a dry heat, though, Wayne.
Oh, I love that. Balls and 2 strikes on Adley Rutschman, who has power from both sides, hitting just 202.
It's a good miss on that sinker. That's what you want to see from the sinker, that run down. Staying on top of that baseball.
One ball and 2 strikes on Rutschman. Ball toward the shortstop. Neto will take it to second base, fire it to first. Double play.
That's Jack Kochanowicz right there. Nice play by Zach Neto. 6-3 double play. That's a 7th double play turn behind Kochanowicz this season. He hasn't had that high ground ball rate so far this season, but there you go. You get 2 outs with 1 pitch.
Good footwork. I always marvel at the footwork of Neto around second base. He really gets himself into a good throwing position on those plays around the bag.
And especially with somebody with good speed coming in there sliding, so it's the key is to get to that base and get away.
Ball 1 to
9-mile-an-hour 4-seamer.
Oh, you got to gun it to Gunnar.
Yes.
99 from Kochanowicz to Gunnar Henderson, who had a home run and a triple yesterday. It's on the outside corner at 98. Well, these Orioles have shown you that baseball is hard. It's hard to hit. It's hard to hit consistently. Look at Rutschman. He's hit about 205 since the All-Star break last year. And Henderson has had a quieter start than you'd expect. Nothing quiet about that foul ball. That was a loud one to the right field corner.
It's just a strike. It's the way to get ahead.
Gunnar Henderson on the cover of MLB The Show. He had a slow start to this year. It's been better over the last couple of weeks. It's tough to hit. Guys, 9 strikes out Gunnar Henderson with a fastball, ran away. Good one. Good first inning for.
Want to do anything this week?
That concert on Friday is now 60% off. Look how excited they are about saving money.
Wait, did she say 60% off?
What time is it? It's game time.
Wearing regular shoes feels this cramped. Or Glide Step wide fit, hands-free Skechers slip-ins feel like this. With Skechers slip-ins, just step in, no bending down, no touching my shoes. Try wide fit Skechers slip-ins.
Golf season is back, baby. Play the best rounds of your life with PXG.
I feel like dancing. I feel like dancing.
Visit PXG.com to see what we can do for your game.
I'm feeling groovy, so groovy.
PXG, you've never played like this before.
Theodore Robbins-Ford gives us the lineup for the Angels with Zach Neto leading things off. Then it's Kochanowicz and Moncada batting third. Taylor Ward's in there as the DH. Ohapi catching. Renifo at second base. Adele and Paris 7 and 8. And Matthew Lugo will make his first major potential against a own all things in his major career. Kyle Gibson.
He's given up a lot. 7 starts so far of the season. It's his third year, 15 winner back in 23. Only he's around the strike. Fastball been hit so far this year.
37 years old, Kyle Gibson, back with the Orioles. His first pitch in there for a strike to Neto.
My go-to to be successful against Gibson. They've had some good numbers here at this ballpark. Is square up the fastballs. 438 batting average, 2 home runs versus fastballs, but don't chase those non-strike sweepers. Sweeper's been pretty solid. There it is right there out of the strike zone. Good take on it.
Gibson was with Baltimore 2 years ago, and he had a career-high 15 wins. It was actually the most by an Orioles pitcher in several years, since Chris Tillman won 16 for them in 2016. 1 ball, 1 strike on Neto. It's chopped foul, but that year he gave up the league's most hits. He allowed 198 hits that year, gave up over 100 runs. So even though he was winning games, wasn't necessarily pitching that great. The Orioles just scored a lot of runs for him that year. They're the 3rd most run support in baseball that season.
Well, there's an old saying, it's not how you pitch, it's when you pitch. That's
why 15 and 9 for him might be different for somebody else. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Neto. Breaking ball's lined to left center field. It's dropping quickly, and it's a base hit.
I'll start a new hit streak. And the defense behind Gibson today. Mountcastle's been pretty solid. 2 defensive runs saved so far the season already with 27 assists, which is tops in baseball over at first base for Mountcastle. You got Holiday. Mateo is a real good shortstop too with good hands. Rivera over at third base. Brutchman behind the plate. So Mountcastle's been, he made a nice play yesterday in the game. Also looked like a baseball was going right down the line. It could have been a difference maker in the game.
Well, he's forever not.
Eddie, this wasn't right.
Well, here batting. Walk and bases. A called strike off the plate. He hits this ball sharply though and has a base hit. That will send Neto to third base. And the Angels with a quick rally starter here. Runners on the corners, nobody out.
Another good swing from Kochanowicz. And that was 105 off the bat. We keep talking about that. More and more increased velocity, exit velocity off the bat for Kochanowicz. Hyundai Key, Gwen Stefani. Got it. I know it's one of your all-time fave. What you waiting for? Look for that pitch. Look for that pitch in your zone. Don't help them out, but whatever pitch you're looking for, don't be waiting for it. Do some damage. She's over Wango Tango here in Huntington Beach too. So Gwen Stefani. I know she'd be here tonight if it wasn't for that concert.
We should go after. Here's Yohan Moncada with runners. That's a bouncing ball. Angels have the lead. Nothing to go. Nothing as Neto scores. Kochanowicz makes it to third, and it's 3 straight hits out of the gate.
And a lot of damage done. Not a lot of pitches thrown. Aggressive. Talked about Moncada in the pregame show with Garrett Anderson, Patrick O'Neill, how well he's done so far since coming back from the IL. A difference maker. That's given him now 5 RBIs since coming back. He's had a couple home runs, a triple. Now he's got a single.
He has performed nicely, and he had that triple in the game yesterday. RBI single behind back-to-back hits to start the game today, and now Taylor Ward is the batter as the designated hitter. It's a high fly. Should be deep enough to score Kochanowicz. It's Kjerstad and Mullins, and it's Mullins taking over to make the catch. Kochanowicz heads for the plate. He'll score easily. RBI for Taylor Ward, and it's 2-0 Halo.
Good situational hitting right there. Nice job by Ward to get something you hit in the air deep enough to get the job done. 16th RBI of the season. Mullins did a nice play on that one. No way you're going to get him at home. He just got that right into second base because Moncada was tagging up if that throw was towards home.
Man at first, play ninth. In the first, miserable use. A lifetime in Halo's really his career. First two starts this season have not been very good, coming back from some back issues at the beginning of the year. 2 balls and no strikes. When the Orioles signed him 2 years ago, initially he was their opening day starter. He was brought in to kind of be the old guy, the team dad on the ball club, and for a young team that was trying to learn how to win, they won a lot of games that year. Well, he doesn't have to be the team dad this year. They have Charlie Morton. There's a liner foul down the line.
That's a pitcher in his changes. Remember when Gibson sinker ground ball? Charlie Morton was, but they went through that 4-seam successfully. Morton
now in his 40s, and he's in the bullpen for Baltimore these days. 2 balls and a strike on Ohio. Bouncer foul behind home plate. Gibson will still throw that sinker more than anything else, as we see the veteran. If Kyle Gibson's a veteran, well, this is a super veteran in Charlie Morton.
Great career he's had.
Tough time this year, and the Orioles pitching staff has been, well, the worst in the American League overall. 3-2 on Ohapi. Baltimore's team ERA is 5.37. Their starters have been worse than their relievers.
Yeah, they've been struggling. I expect Moncada to be going here. Eric Young, senior over there, just giving a little word. I think he's going to go here 3-2.
Held on by Mountcastle, and Gibson thinking along those lines. Tosses it over to check on Moncada.
No stolen bases allowed this season, but last year 8 stolen bases in 9 attempts against him.
3 balls and 2 strikes on Logan Ohapi, with Rengifo next. Another throw over, so that's number 2, which will give Moncada even more of a head start if he wants to take off on this 3-2 pitch.
Expecting contact made by Ohapi or patience at a non-strike.
Moncada wasn't running, and Ohapi swung at ball 4. That pitch should have resulted in a walk. Instead, it's a strikeout for Gibson in the second out of the inning.
Expanded on that sinker. That wasn't really close to the plate out of his hand.
Luis Rengifo, 2 out. Gibson went. He went to Missouri. He was drafted in 2000. Second overall. He was drafted by Minnesota. Twins had a claim and drafted picks left, and Kyle Gibson.
Well, yes, that worked out well for the Halos.
It sure did. It was with the Twins where Gibson has pitched most of his major league innings. He's bounced around the last number of years since leaving Minnesota. There's no strike on Rengifo.
And he's had a lot of room to turn on the ball down that right field. Good chance to maybe get a sinker here, get it on the inner half.
Fouled one off his foot, a curveball, 2-0, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike now on Luis, who's hit just .213 with 1 home run, a slugging percentage of just .287, an on-base percentage of .248. It has not gone well offensively for Rengifo after what was really a breakout year for him in some cases last season.
Feels like he's just expanded his strike zone and swinging its pitches just above or below the strike zone, like that one right there. Sometimes when you're pressing at the plate, you expand the strike zone and chase non-strikes.
Just missed the inside. Mr. Seha, the home plate umpire, on top of that call. So now it's 3-2, and that means Moncada definitely will be running with 2 outs.
See that movement he has on his sinker.
That's ball 4, so Rengifo able to draw the walk. And that puts another man on base here. The Angels have had 4 men reach safely in this first inning against Gibson. Let's see if Joe Adell can keep things going. Look, Adele has had some better at-bats here lately, using the big part of the field more.
Yeah, and then also when you look at a pitcher like Gibson, he's about 59% total of secondary pitches, and that's been what he's hit the hardest and the furthest so far this season. It's been breaking balls and off speed.
They'll try to get that batting average up. The slugging percentage isn't bad, 356, but the on-base percentage pretty low, and the average under 200. Dell hasn't walked a lot. He looks at a strike here, only 4 walks for Joe, and that's why the OPS is under 600. And more walks, he can get that up pretty quickly, even if he wasn't getting the hits.
A couple better swings on fastballs last night. Oh.
Tough call there off the outside corner, and that puts Adele in an 0-2 hole. This one off his foot. Statcast 3D powered by Google Cloud.
See that pitch arsenal, whole throw, sinker about 36%, sweeper 21, changeup at 14, curveball 12, cutter at about 12%. Four-seamer's been hit pretty hard this season, as has the sinker.
Try to get Adele to chase that sweeper there. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Joe. It's turned into what will at least be a 25-pitch first inning now for Kyle Gibson.
Feels like he's going to try that sinker to try to bring it back on the outside corner. See if it leaks over the middle of the plate, though.
Bounced it. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes on a changeup. Gibson's first start against the Yankees, he allowed back-to-back home runs to start the game. Rude re-entrance to the Orioles orange and black.
Well, the night he gives up back-to-back singles.
That's right, he did. First innings have not been good for Baltimore this year. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Adele fouls one. The Orioles have the 5th worst run differential in the first inning so far this season. They've been outscored now 29-17 in the first innings of games.
And historically, when you look at a team that scores, has lead in the first inning, it generally wins the game.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Adele. He stays alive to foul one off. Angels have a lot of bullpen issues, so their record when they score first isn't as good as usual. 7-7. Still better than when they don't score first. Baltimore is 4-16 though when their opponent scores first.
Long it back, looking for the mistake pitch for Joe Adele.
And ran in on him, and he went too far with the swing. Strike 3. So Gibson rallies for 2 strikeouts, but the Angels put up 2 runs in the first.
Golf season is back, baby. Play the best rounds of your life with PXG. PXG.com. We knew. PXG, you never played like this before.
Here's again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. Call 844-6LeafGuard right now for a free estimate and save 20% plus $500 off your purchase and installation. LeafGuard. Get it today, protected for life.
giving you guys this update. Positive news, though. He's been feeling a lot better the last few days. Hasn't started running yet, but obviously he was optimistic that this would be a minimal stay on the injured list with that left knee contusion. There he is. Mike Trout in the dugout tonight. So the key for him is to start running. Hasn't done that yet. He's been on the bike this whole time, but he's not feeling any of that sharp pain like he had when he was in Seattle and the days following that. So feeling a lot better. Started swinging in the cage the last 3 days, about 40 swings off the tee, doing some flips. He does plan to go to San Diego with the team this coming week, and the hope is to start running next week. He'll start on the Alter G treadmill, which is that anti-gravity treadmill, to be able to build himself up to start running. So heading in the right direction. Probably sooner rather than later we'll see Mike Trout back on the field for the Halos.
Well, that'd be so good to get him back in there, especially when you look at the couple of next opponents coming in there, San Diego and then the Dodgers after that. And the A's have been playing and swinging the bat well themselves. They beat the Yankees today.
Swinging A's, and you feel like that ballpark in Sacramento is going to turn into another Coors Field type as the summer goes on. There's a foul from Mountcastle, but yeah, I mean, there's next two series are big ones for the Angels against some really stiff competition, facing the Padres and the Dodgers in their home ballpark.
And the need for that extra offense, getting Trout back in there as soon as possible.
That would be big for this ball club as Mountcastle fights one off against Kochanowicz. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's that slider there, Wayne. It's got underneath the baseball. He needs to be on top of it.
Angels' schedule will feature these road games against the Padres and Dodgers, then 4 in Sacramento before the Marlins come here in a couple weeks. Another long road trip for this Angels team. I mean, by the time they come back from the road trip, they'll have played 30 road games.
Yeah, this is one of the most odd 10-day road trips. You know, you go to San Diego, the Dodgers in Sacramento.
It doesn't feel like a road trip, but it
is 10 days, 10 games, I should say.
Yeah, 10 days away from here at least. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Mountcastle. It's 3-2. The Angels will drive down to San Diego after the game tomorrow. And get ready to play the Padres in beautiful Petco Park.
And they are swinging the bats. They got 20 runs scored today.
Well, the Rockies will not be facing the Padres, at least at Petco this week, as that ball's hit sharply right to Neto. Hey, that's a real issue in Colorado. They're about to be 6-33. They've given up 10 runs or more now in at least 4 straight games, and 20 today in a game that's only in the 6th inning. I don't know what they could do to fix that, but that's a real issue that's standing out with how the Rockies are playing right now.
That's tough to our good buddy, Buddy Black, the manager there. It is a tough situation for him.
And certainly nothing to do with his responsibility of managing that team. I mean, he's given what he's been given there, and this is the result of that.
By the way, that baseball by Mountcastle was 110.6 off the bat, but it's on the ground. And if it's at somebody, it's an out. And that's exactly what it was.
It's Ryan O'Hearn, the right fielder today. He fouls one off. No Tyler O'Neill in there. O'Neill came off the IL yesterday, having some neck issues, and it's O'Hearn against the right-hander today. The Orioles are at least hoping that with O'Neill back, they can hit lefties a little bit better. They have been struggling badly against left-handed pitching. A 493 OPS, much more respectable against right-handers. 4 balls, 2 strikes on O'Hearn.
That's a couple of change-ups in the sequence. It was a little frustrating on that last one because it was middle part of the plate, but still just enough off that as far as the speed of the pitch. He was out in front. A little more spin than you would like to see on his changeup, but still good pitch.
That's in there, strike 3.
That changeup set up that paint on that 4-seam fastball. It's 2 strikeouts with his 4-seamer tonight already for Kochanowicz. So mixing and matching, like we said, Wayne, using all those pitches. That is some severe paint.
2 outs. It'll bring up Mullins. The Orioles enter today with the best OPS in baseball against right-handed starters at 866. Mullins has been ice cold lately, and he takes a strike here. But they have the 2nd worst OPS against right-handed relievers. What's that about? How can they hit well against righty starters but not righty relievers?
That doesn't make any sense. Usually you think maybe because there's a lot more breaking balls out of the bullpen you're seeing guys, even though in velocity.
Ball's hit sharply foul down the line. 0-2 on Mullins.
Go back with that changeup where he was able to throw there to O'Hearn. So he got a changeup. He was a little bit late on, even though it's the middle part of the plate. Then he paints a 97-mile-an-hour 4-seamer. So that 4-mile-an-hour separates, and the spin of it much better.
Mullins with a fly ball to right, hit pretty well. Adele is back out for it. Has just enough room, shy of the track by 1 step to make the catch and end the inning. 1-2-3 for Kochanowicz.
If you know luxury, it's not just award-winning, it's rewarding. Saatva Mattresses supports all types of sleepers. Luxury is handcrafted and assembled in American factories and brought directly to you with our complimentary in-home delivery and setup service. Which is why over 90% of customers would recommend Saatva to friends and family. Saatva, luxury mattresses made affordable.
The true West has no fences. There's an edge, but you gotta find it. Find comfort from the traditions that help define it, and the confidence from having the courage to defy it. But being brave isn't about being different. It's about being yourself. Now, we might not need more people in the West, but would it hurt to have a little more West in the people?
Celebrate Mom in Angel Stadium here tomorrow for Mother's Day. The first 25,000 fans in attendance will receive a clear belt bag with a decorative strap, courtesy of SoCal Gas. Visit angels.com/promotions for more information. Kyron Paris leads off the second inning against Kyle Gibson. Cues one foul off the end of his bat. On paper, this seems like a good matchup for Paris.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing, Wayne, especially because a lot of pitches downstairs. He has a tough time elevating his four-seam fastball right now, so I would think it's a good opportunity for him to do some damage.
Paris says hit 6 home runs, 1 on this homestand. Tremendous power when he does make a connection.
See, that's that pitch right in that area. You were hoping to get that sinker.
Founded by Bo Porter, the new third base coach, and there is Matthew Lugo, the new left fielder tonight. See his first major league at bat in 1 moment. No balls and 2 strikes on Paris leading off here in the second inning. Gibson is just trying to get by, it seems like.
Yeah.
Now, isn't it?
But you also, as a veteran, you don't want to let him settle down too. You want to keep that pressure on him.
The Cardinals last year made 30 starts. He's largely been pretty durable in his career. Not a lot of injuries for Gibson. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Paris. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. We talked about it the other day with Jose Barrios. Just taking the ball every 5th day is such a boost for your ball club in and of itself. He's made at least 30 starts in every season for the most part, at least 29 starts in every season since 2016. He paints the outside corner to strike out Paris.
That's one of those pitches on the edges.
1 out, we're going to see the first major league at bat for Matthew Lugo. Wearing number 15. Now that is the number that largely his uncle wore, Carlos Beltran. There's some of the family, sans the future Hall of Famer Beltran. He's married to his dad's sister. As Lugo looks at a strike on the first pitch from Kyle Gibson, but Lugo's gotten himself on the map. He's 24 years old now. His birthday was yesterday. That's quite a birthday present.
Yeah, making the big leagues. Exciting times for the family.
1 ball, 1 strike. He says the best advice he's gotten from Carlos Beltran is to not change his essence as a player, even when he gets to the big leagues. Just stay in his lane, stay who he is, and keep himself as the kind of player that he's always been.
And we saw some really good things in spring training out of him too. We opened some eyes.
1 ball, 1 strike on Lugo here. 2 balls and a strike.
There's a lot of hits in that number 2 in the Angels' history there.
Number 15 has certainly been kind to the Halos and
yes,
to many around Major League Baseball, I would say. Over top of that one, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
We saw him hit the ball back up the middle and even the right center quite a bit in spring. That's going to have to probably do that on that sweeper, although he might have to deal with that sinker inside now.
Swing and a foul tip for strike 3. So Lugo gets punched out in his first major league at bat.
That 4-seam fastball upstairs after the sweeper away.
Two up and 2 down, and Zach Neto will be the batter. And some of the past 15s in Angels history, obviously Tim Salmon, as Gooby was referring to. Kirk McCaskill wore that number 2 for a little while.
Really good hockey player too, by the way.
Oh, yeah. First number 15 in Angels history was Ted Kluszewski.
That was a pretty big fella.
Wonder if he ripped his sleeves off his jersey with the Angels like he did when he was with the Reds. There's a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kluszewski was at the end of his career, but he still had 15 home runs in his inaugural, or the Angels' inaugural season. He was a big power hitter for the Reds in the 1950s before that. 2 balls and a strike on Neto. It's one thing about the Angels fan base is that they have fans that remember when Ted Kluszewski was a part of the original Angels, the very first Angels team in history in 1961. Plenty of fans that are in their 70s or beyond that remember that first year. Bouncing ball in the hole, it's short. It'll be a long throw for Mateo, but a strong arm to retire Neto.
Real good shortstop.
Turn on baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning. Experience live baseball in a whole new way with up to 4 games on a single screen.
He is on fire.
MLB Big Inning, every game night on MLB.tv.
The Braves have staying power.
Just an absolute powerhouse. Big-time bombers in the lineup that could really, really hurt you. They're going to be a force again.
Your 2024 National League Cy Young Award winner.
This is what the greats do. Watch him go to work.
Swing and a miss. What a way to finish for Chris Sale.
Explosiveness with the velocity, with the nastiness of his pitches.
The man is on fire.
He is MLB Sonic the Hedgehog. That's what I do every day. Play baseball and have fun.
Braves just keep on rolling. Angels have a 2-0 lead here in the 3rd inning at Angel Stadium as the fans look on to the 2002 World Championship display here at the Big A. And we'll start things off in the 3rd inning with Heston Kjerstad leading things off against Jack Kochanowicz. We have a very special guest in the booth here in the top of the 3rd inning, a guy who made some major league history about 30 years ago when he made his major league debut at the Montreal Expos and eventually became an Angel. Curtis Pride. Curtis, it's great to see you.
Yeah, thank you.
You got a book here, I Felt the Cheers, The Remarkable Silent Life of Curtis Pride. What made you want to write a book and tell your story?
Well, what happened was while I was playing 2000 baseball at the Major League, and I had a lot of fans come up to me and ask me if I had a book. And I said, no, why would I have a book? He said, oh, I want to know more about your life, you know, what you went through, how you overcame your disabilities to make it to the major leagues. So I thought, why not? Why not share my life story, my life experiences, and hopefully, inspire other readers, people, to be able to overcome their disabilities and achieve their goals and dreams.
Yeah, you inspired so many people. That's the thing. It's been so special for you.
It is. I mean, I've been through a lot, different adversity, and so that's what I'm trying to do. Is hopefully to inspire them to do the same thing.
Love it.
What were the challenges for you when you were trying to make your journey to play Major League Baseball? What were some of the things that you found it difficult because of the fact that you couldn't hear like the rest of these guys could?
Well, people are always asking me, it's like, how can you play professional baseball when you cannot even hear the crack of the bat or on-field communication? But there was the point where we showed them what I could do, what I cannot do. And so, as far as communication on the field, when I play the outfield, we have a very simple rule. Anytime there's a fly ball, anytime I call for it, it's my ball all the way. There's no, you got it, I got it back and forth. Yep. And but everything is pretty much simple. Though the big thing, my teammates, the coaches treat me like one of the guys.
Well, Curtis came up with the Montreal Expos in the 90s. And then you had a really good year in Detroit. You had a big season for the Tigers in 1996. What was working for you that season? What do you remember about having as much success as you did that year?
Yeah, well, the kids, I was getting a lot of opportunity to play, and I was getting a lot of at-bats. I started to feel more comfortable, and that's why I had my best season.
Here's a fly ball foul off the bat of Rivera.
Yeah, like who were some of your teammates that really were you were so close to during your time playing baseball?
Well, I played with many good teams, and I enjoy my time playing for the Angels. Yeah, I hung out with Sean Vickers, Vladdy, Gary Anderson, and Scott Shears, and those guys. And I developed many friendships with all the teams I'm playing for.
Yeah. And Curtis finished his major league career with the Angels in 2004, 2005, and 2006. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As Rivera, it's a chopper. That's a fair ball, and across from line to line, Moncada with a solid throw to retire Rivera. 2 up, 2 down in the inning. Well, this place looks the same, right? Since when you played here about 20 years ago, Angel Stadium still pretty much looks like how it did then.
Yeah, everything stadium. I mean, beautiful stadium. I miss it. I always told people this field is my Disneyland.
In your book, the title of your book is I Felt the Cheers. Did you feel the cheers when you were playing?
Yeah, actually I did, because I have a hard time hearing the crowd, so I actually feel the vibration. But the louder they become, the more vibration they feel. And
love it. That looks so good.
So we thought it would be a great title for the book.
Yes, I mean, when you walk on a baseball field, how great does that feel for you?
Oh, it's unbelievable feeling to be able to play at the, at this level with the best of the best baseball players in the world, and it's just a dream come true for me.
I mean, and you were one of the best baseball players on this field. That's got to make you feel great.
Thank you.
Yes.
Jorge Mateo at the plate here. Now with the Angels playing the Orioles, the foreword of your book was written by Cal Ripken Jr. What made you get with Cal and have him write the foreword for your book?
Well, Cal and I, we have a long-standing friendship. He goes way back, and when I first came on, I used to go over to Cal's house, play basketball with him, pick up games. It's the way he stayed in shape, and I admired.
Did you beat him in basketball?
No,
love it.
But I admire Cal. He's one of my biggest role models. Watching him from afar, and I admire his work ethic. So I thought it would be a perfect person to write a foreword for my book.
Yeah, I mean, you were a good basketball player yourself, though, right? You like playing basketball.
Yeah, he was a good basketball player, actually.
2-out walk brings up Jackson Holliday. Holliday has the only hit so far for the Orioles. Mateo with the 2-out walk. He's got a huge lead at first base.
Yeah, he can fly. And that's going to be, it's a tough one right here for Kochanowicz. He doesn't give up any stolen bases. Only 1 this season, 3 in his career, but it's a tough one there with Mateo over
1 ball, no strikes on Holiday. What did you look for when you were running to steal a base?
Well, I just look for the pictures, what kind of first move he has. And so that's why he focused on. So if his first move is his shoulder, leading back, that's his focus on his shoulder. So everybody, all the pitchers have a different tendency.
Kochanowicz with a errant pickoff attempt at first, puts Mateo at second base. As we see this throw go right into the runner, right under the runner, Mateo.
Yeah, and he was leaning, he was going on that too. He had the right decision, he had good footwork, but just not the throw, not right where he wanted to. There's 2 out walks you always worry about.
Jackson Holiday at the plate, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. When you came up with Montreal, that's when they had Larry Walker and Delino DeShields and Marquise Grissom and all those great players. How much did you learn from those guys at that time?
Oh, I learned a lot, especially from Marquise Grissom. Right before he came up, Marquise took me under his wing and taught me how to be a professional on and off the field, and how to carry myself on the field. And I mean, he's just been an unbelievable leader for the team, especially for me. It's someone who looked up to you.
Yeah, I mean, for a player, young player, you need that veteran leadership to be able to tell you and get you going the right direction, right?
I agree. I mean, when I spent some time in the big league, and I felt like doing my choice to help the younger guys. Like, while I was with the age, I took Casey Costman under my wings and showed him the room. I mean, Casey was just he was a hell of a player, and so I felt that it was my duty to help him, preparing for major leagues, because he and I played together in AAA, so I was always talking to him about what it's like playing at the major leagues and what you expect and how do you carry yourself.
Did you get any hits off Gooby?
I don't remember.
I might have already been done by then. I hope.
3 balls and no strikes now on Jackson Holiday. And there's ball 4, so it's back-to-back 2-out walks. And now the Orioles get something cooking here, thanks to some command issues from Kochanowicz, who was pretty sharp here through the first 8 hitters that he faced. And now the 2 walks have put Rutschman at the plate in a big spot. And see in this inning the 12 pitches out of the strike zone out of the 19 total.
I mean, before that, he was around the strike zone the first couple innings. Now, in this spot right here as a hitter, what are you doing when a pitcher struggles with the strike zone? What are you looking for that first pitch or so here?
I was looking for me as a hitter. I was looking for middle away, because I know the pitcher I was nice to try to get a hit early the count. So I was looking for fastball, middle away. I always try to be very aggressive early the count.
Ball 1 to Rutschman, who hit into a double play his first time. Rutschman, an all-star last season and the year before as well. He has been a huge part of the Orioles' success the last couple of years. And he pops this one straight up on the infield. It should get Kochanowicz out of the inning. Zach Neto's calling for it, and that ends the inning. Curtis Pride, the remarkable silent life of Curtis Pride, the first deaf player in Major League history. Thank you very much for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Turn on baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning. Experience live baseball in a whole new way with up to 4 games on a single screen.
He is on fire.
MLB Big Inning, every game night on MLB.tv.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance. What? Boom.
Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastball.
I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are. The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Flash you back a few years ago, what a night it was here at the Big A when Reed Detmers threw a no-hitter against the Tampa Bay Rays.
Incredible in that game. 11 ground ball outs. He only had 2 strikeouts, just 1 walk. What a performance there. And that was his 11th career start for Reed Detmers. Eventually followed up with an immaculate inning. Nice outing last night. What a confidence builder for him.
Detmers able to have a good performance yesterday. He needed that. Here's Nolan Kochanowicz lead off the bottom of the 3rd against Gibson. Ball 1 as we send it down to Eric.
Well, Wash told him on the mound last night, he said this is his time. You're better than you've been performing. We know you're better than you've been performing, and this is a good time right here for you to come back. And he did, and he really stepped up. And Reed said that just freed him up a little bit. The last couple outings he'd been pitching a little tight just because he knows he hasn't felt the best. So just hearing Wash say that to him, it meant a lot. But at the same time, it just allowed him to take a deep breath, go out there and go about his business.
Well, he definitely needed a confidence boost after what he had been through the last few outings. So if that can get Detmers in the right direction, then that's exactly what he and the Angels need.
He was throwing 97 last night.
That ball's hammered out towards center field pretty deep. Mullins is back out for it. He's near the wall. He makes the catch right in front of the fence in deep right center field. Kochanowicz gave it a ride, but hit to one of the deepest spots in this ballpark.
And he's an excellent outfielder too. He's always under control, and he's willing to dive in that outfield grasser going up against the wall, but he read that one just right. Another good swing by Kochanowicz. That was 101.3, so he's had a couple already in this game over 100 plus. He made that look easy up in front of the wall. I think no one thought he got that out of the ballpark there. So did I. That's that one spot that's really deep in there in the outfield.
One Astros on a warm night here as Moncada takes ball 1. Boy, it was a really just a treat to chat with Curtis Pride in the top of the 3rd inning.
I still got goosebumps with that, Wayne. You're exactly right. I mean, what an incredible, inspiring person.
Remember when Harry Carey would just go on and on about how amazed he was by Curtis Pride whenever the Cubs would play the Expos. And it seemed like the whole game he just wanted to talk about how unbelievable it was what Curtis Pride was doing, being able to play Major League Baseball despite not being able to hear anything that was happening out there. As Moncada chops it, hit the bag, and somehow Mountcastle was able to put his glove in a different position and make that play. That was a lot tougher than it looked for Mountcastle.
Yeah, he's a solid defender over there at first base, but going back to Curtis Pride too. I mean, when you think about it, the different teammates he has played with and how he was so well respected by all the teammates he played with, and some really good ones. Mentioned Larry Walker and that crew over there with the Expos. And he's talking about Casey Kochman, how much he helped him along, and Sean Figgins, Scott Shields. He had that power no seam sinker.
Two out, nobody on here as Taylor Ward bats, swinging and missing. And Curtis Pride and his wife Lisa, they run the Together with Pride Foundation, which aids hard of hearing children through a hearing aid bank. Curtis received the Tony Canigliaro Award in 1996, given to the major league player who best overcomes adversity. And I'm sure there was a lot of it for Curtis Pride. It's hard enough to play Major League Baseball when you have everything working the way that you want it to. But for him to be able to even have the numbers that he did in a couple of those seasons, I mean, it's remarkable. And we don't talk enough either about Jim Abbott, because what he did was ridiculous.
I used to, and everything that Jim Abbott did too, from playing golf the way he does, and swinging the bat when he was in the National League, and to throw a no-hitter himself.
Yeah.
As a Yankee, I mean, that's still one of the most remarkable things I've ever seen.
He was a good major league pitcher, and the way that he had to position himself on the mound. As Taylor Ward hits a rocket, and is handled by Rivera in a sliding stop to end the inning. 1, 2, 3 in the 3rd.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time. This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
That's hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs. Gone! Dansby swats it.
He's one of the most talented ball players.
Pete Crow Armstrong, what a stud.
Showed it Imanaga. It's about falling in love with him.
Seiya Suzuki with a grand slam.
And this is when you put the pedal to the metal.
I think we got a really good team.
Yordan Alvarez is just becoming this consistent hitting machine.
The big man,
who wears 44, is 4 for 4.
Face of the franchise, everything that is Houston now.
He's top 5 in every category for the Houston Astros historically.
Always just assume they're going to play in the ALCS.
There's no effort. Boom.
And you can kiss that goodbye. That's a game winner.
Late inning heroics once again. He's a legend.
Unbelievable.
Kochanowicz, that four-seam fastball has been effective so far tonight. A couple punch-outs with his four-seamer, gets some tough lefties. Thrown 11 of them so far, 9 strikes with his four-seam fastball. Take a look at our Kia player profile as far as success with the four-seamer so far. It's 167. Opponent's batting average, opponent's OPS is 544. His other pitches, though, haven't been as successful as a four-seamer. But that four-seamer will make all the other ones better, too, I think, in my opinion, once he gets more confidence in that, especially using his changeup. Tough batter here now with Henderson leading off.
Henderson struck out his first time. He whiffed on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. That pitch 97, but nowhere near for ball one. Kochanowicz had 2 walks in that third inning, but was able to pitch out of it. As they both came with 2 outs, he got Rutschman to pop out to end the inning. Henderson, Mountcastle, and O'Hearn due up here. It's 2 balls, no strikes. What's with the command issue here?
Yeah, it seems like he's rushing a little bit. You don't think ahead. You just worry about the batter at the plate. Especially with a hitter like this. Now on a good fastball count.
Henderson has been outstanding in the big leagues as he fouls this one. A homer and a triple in the game yesterday. And to share the cover of MLB The Show this year with Ellie De La Cruz and Paul Skeens. The under 25 club in Major League Baseball is well represented with extreme talent right now. Henderson won't turn 24 until June. Slices one to the left field corner. It is pulling foul.
That's true. That was a good sinker there. That's a good spot. I mean, that's how tells you how good of a hitter Henderson is. He made pretty good contact on that sinker down and away. Now, ideally, Wayne, I think when he feels better, more confident with his either his changeup or that slider backdoor on the outside corner at the knees would be very, very effective.
Henderson's first 2 years in the major leagues have been outstanding, especially last year. He was 4th in the American League MVP voting last year. Made his first All-Star team. Swing and a miss. Nasty sinker to strike out Henderson.
Almost as if, because that was 92, I felt that might even been his changeup. Great spot. So he struck him out on a sinker or changeup and a four-seam fastball.
Definitely the changeup looking at the grip.
Yeah. That was a great sequence. Credit Logan O'Hoppe from seeing that pitch one before the sinker, and then he came back with that changeup.
He really felt like that start against the Tigers, even though he gave up some runs early in that game. They had a lot of left-handed hitters too, and he started mixing in that changeup more and more. He almost felt like it was really just working on that pitch through that game against Detroit when the Angels were down by a handful of runs. It's made him better here tonight in a game where the Angels have a chance to win against Baltimore. Ryan Mountcastle at the plate, swinging and missing on the sinker down and in.
And that's that nasty sinker. That's where you want to throw that. You know, his last couple starts, 21 changeups, and again, that went down registered as a sinker, that strikeout, but I guarantee you that was a changeup, even you could say, with that grip.
Bouncing ball in the hole. Neto can't reach it. Wouldn't matter probably anyway, as that ball was hitting a tough spot between Moncada and Neto. It's a base hit for Mountcastle, and as we've talked about with Kochanowicz, some of the ground balls are going to get through.
Yeah, and the last time he hit that ball real hard. This time he hit it in the right spot. Last time was at, what, about 107 off the bat, or 110 I think it was, against right at Neto. This time that ball just right in that hole between short and third.
So now it's Ryan O'Hearn in right field tonight. Struck out his first time. Kochanowicz trying to snap a streak of 5 straight starts in which he has lost. No, Angels lost 6 in a row since Ricky Nolasco in 2017, although a couple of these starts have been quality starts for Kochanowicz. Lost that one against Pittsburgh where he gave up just 2 runs in 6 innings, and another in Seattle where he allowed 3 runs in 6 innings. So some of the outings have been fine, just not on the winning side of it.
Yeah, just looking for that offensive support. Got 2 runs early scored for him, but now he's got to go out there and attack the strike zone, see if he get that ground ball at an infielder again.
He's behind O'Hearn, 3 balls and no strikes. Was a double play turned behind him earlier when Rutschman hit into one. He could use one here with O'Hearn at the plate. I'm going to turn him loose on 3-0. Kochanowicz does have 3 strikeouts here today. A 4-pitch walk to O'Hearn, so 3 strikeouts, but also 3 walks. A couple of base runners here with 1 out in the 4th inning.
Yeah, you don't want to gift those base runners. You want to make sure they're swinging the bat to get on base, especially when you're a power sinker guy.
Batter is Mullins, 2 hits in his last 35 at bats, and generally the Orioles have really been struggling with men in scoring position, hitting .132 over their last 17 games. They had a couple of hits yesterday in clutch moments. As Mullins takes ball 1. They're batting .189 overall. That's last in the major leagues. The lowest in franchise history is .217, so they'd have to turn it up pretty good just to get to that. Baltimore has not been able to hit the ball with men in scoring position much so far this year.
Yeah, but you can't sit back there and believe that's going to stay that way all season long. You got to be concerned about that with this team, how effective they've been over the last few seasons, scoring a lot of runs. Mentioned about Kyle Gibson. He has settled down since that first inning. He's put up a couple zeros since that point. Tight game. It's going to be up to Kochanowicz to see if he can get a ground ball. Not an easy guy to double up. Good speed at the plate.
Mountcastle at second base, O'Hearn at first. Good speed at the plate, but not really on the bases here as Mullins takes a strike on the slider from Kochanowicz. Pitch count starting to rise because of the command issues these last couple of innings. 1 ball, 1 strike on Cedric Mullins. Kochanowicz again missing with the sinker and the fastball in particular here.
Especially his sinker. He hasn't been able to control it.
Mullins to chase a back foot slider, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike.
You know, you have to trust defense here. You have to throw a strike.
Orioles threatening in the 4th inning thanks to a base hit and a walk with 1 out. Mullins took a big hack on 3-1 and fouled it.
Still a pretty good spot there to throw your fastball. I think you got to try that again. Whatever pitch you feel on the mound that you could throw for a strike, or at least close enough to get a swing as if it appears to be a strike.
See what he thinks about here on 3-2 with a couple of base runners. Bouncing ball to second. Rengifo have it. Shovel to Neto. Over to first. It is a double play.
They're going to they might check that one. They're looking in the dugout right now. That was real quick. I mean, Mullins got down there very fast, but light on that throw by Neto.
Be the 2nd time the Angels have turned 2 tonight. Neto let that one rip to retire a fellow fighting camel.
He won the fight.
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame show, MLB Tonight, live at 5. Join Greg, Harold, and Dan, and a star-studded roster for a preview of all the night's matchups. Get a first look at the lineups.
Everything looks good right now for the Yankees.
First take from the players.
I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
And the first of many breakdowns every game night. A full night of baseball starts at 5. MLB Tonight's national pregame show, live at 5 Eastern on MLB Network.
I'm Jesse's uncertainty, and I really thought house projects were my time to shine. One little, "Are you sure?" He gets stuck before he even got started. But Jesse's changed. Because of Thumbtack. With their guides, he knows exactly what to do and who to hire. And his house is looking great. Where does that leave me?
Uncertainty doesn't live here. You do. Take care of your home with Thumbtack. Download the app today.
It's a beautiful night here to have fun at the old ballpark as the Angels are up 2-0 on the Orioles, trying to even up this series at a game apiece after Baltimore won the opener yesterday. Here's O'Hoppe leading off against Kyle Gibson. Hogan struck out his first time.
That's kind of a hanger on the middle part of the plate.
Gibson has allowed 6 home runs in his first 2 starts, 5 in his first outing against the Yankees. Won his last time and none yet tonight. Hoppe hits that one hard, but it's backhanded by Rivera. Long throw gets O'Hoppe by plenty.
He's been solid at third base in the series so far.
He's a good third baseman in general. Rafael Devers, well, he used to be a third baseman. Now he's a DH, and the Red Sox say, well, with Casas' house, maybe we need you to be the first baseman.
Yeah.
Devers doesn't seem like he's interested in that.
No. Aaron Judge has hit a lot of home runs. I know that. With 2 today, he's got 14 on the year.
And Jacob deGrom cooled off the Tigers with a 10 strikeout performance as Texas beat Detroit today 10-3.
10 strikeouts against that lineup. That's impressive.
Juanito with a fly ball to shallow center field as Mullins is there. 2 up, 2 down. Gibson rolling here. Aaron Judge went deep twice in his home area of Sacramento.
I mean, this is a blast off the batter's eye. Way out. Whoa, that is close to dead center field. And his customary spot. Right center.
After Jason Dominguez, 3 home runs last night. The Yankees won yesterday. They lost today 11-7. The Dodgers were shut out in Arizona after both of those teams scored over 10 runs last night. It was pitcher's duel today. This ball's hit out left center field very well. And Joe Adell hits it to the California Spectacular.
I know you were wanting to do that one, Wade. That was a spectacular swing into the rock pile. 435. Nearly 108 off the bat for Joe Adell. That ball was smashed. Again, another off-speed pitch. Crushed. There's those home runs that Gibson's been giving up.
Felt like it was just a matter of time. 435 feet for Adell. That was a no-doubter. 3rd home run in the last 5 games. And it's 3-0 Angels. Here's Paris. Adell had an 8-pitch at bat earlier. Didn't wait around long enough for that one to happen again.
I like what he did there. He didn't try to pull that. He stayed on that and hit a dead center field.
First pitch swinging. A long home run for Joe Adell. Now Paris hits one on the ground. It's Mateo in the hole. Long throw, one hop. It's off Mountcastle's glove. And Paris gets on base with 2 outs.
They're going to run and tag him to see if he made a little turn, but I think it was more just trying to avoid Mountcastle than turning towards second.
Give him a base hit.
Mateo's a real good fielder. He's got a good, strong throwing arm, but that throw just a little bit up the line, and Mountcastle unable to get to it. Try to stretch. And unable to make the play.
So Paris gets on base now with 2 outs. Would take a shot running
Yes.
here?
Oh, first pitch. First or second pitch, I'd take a shot.
Matthew Lugo. We'll see Eric Young Sr. now at first base too, as Lugo hits one out to center field pretty deep. Mullins is back. He's still going. It's over his head. It's off the wall. It bounces away. It scores Paris. Lugo's on the race to third. The throw will be not in time. Matthew Lugo, his first major league hit, an RBI triple.
Family getting to see a triple. Remember David Fletcher's first major league hit was a triple. I think it was in Seattle. What a moment for his family. Oh, smash to center field too. Oh, love that, the embrace.
That almost got out. Off the wall in center field. It bounced away from Mullins, and Lugo took off.
And Mullins would quickly retrieve that baseball. Otherwise, his first major league hit could have been an inside the park home run.
Working feverishly to find out when the last time that happened was.
Look at his smile. That's awesome.
Lugo had 4 triples in the minor leagues last year when he was still with the Red Sox. Neto with a fly ball to right field. Hearn has some room and makes the catch. With a big inning for the Angels, all with 2 outs. Joe Adell crushed a home run. Hiram Paris had an infield hit, and the first major league hit, a triple for Matthew Lugo. It's 4-0.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time. This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
That's hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs. Gone! Anthony Swanson.
He's one of the most talented ball players.
Crow Armstrong, what a stud.
Showed it Imanaga. It's about falling in love with him.
Seiya Suzuki with a grand slam.
And this is when you put the pedal to the metal.
I think we got a really good team.
Right this second, at some diner somewhere, I'll have a... Someone really wants a soda. But that same someone doesn't want to be like the only someone to order a soda. Embarrassing. Yeah, she's looking at you.
Yeah, I know the struggle is real, honey, but so are all these other...
What if there were a better soda?
Hun, get a Poppy. It's a soda with 5 grams of sugar.
Okay. Okay, so this waitress is a genius.
Can I get one too?
What a show Matthew Lugo put on for his family as he hit a run-scoring triple for his first major league hit and his first big league start here tonight. And it's just a monumental moment for Lugo to help the Angels take a 4-0 lead here as Heston Kjerstad leads off the 5th and takes ball 1 from Jack Kochanowicz.
That quick, clean inning here now for Kochanowicz with his teammates picking up a couple more runs, giving a 4-0 lead here into the 5th.
Ground ball to second will help that cause as Rengifo had trouble getting rid of it, but he does throw out Kjerstad, 1 out. Here's Matthew Lugo's first major league hit.
That's just a perfect swing. He stayed on that baseball, dead center field, off the wall. Cedric Mullins was real quick to get to that baseball. Look at that emotion both by Matthew and his family. Good time.
1 out as Emmanuel Rivera stands in. All 1 as we send it down to Eric.
Well, if Lugo looked like he had home run on the brain, that's because he certainly did. During batting practice this afternoon, Johnny Washington was boosting him up, giving him some confidence, saying the first hit's going to come tonight and it's going to be a home run. He didn't know why he was telling him that, but then it started a conversation during his group this afternoon during batting practice, talking about everybody else's first career hit in the big leagues. Yoan Moncada was telling him about his first career hit in the big, so he certainly was thinking long ball, if not try to put the ball in play, and he certainly did. But a special moment moment for him and his family, as we mentioned. Flew in yesterday at 5 a.m. from Puerto Rico to make it here to the Big A last night. He said his dad's been his hitting coach since he was a kid. He still is. Mom has made so many sacrifices for him to be able to get to this point. So a very emotional past couple of days for Matthew Lugo and his entire family.
That's some good hitting coaching job to stay the big part of the field and hits it off the wall in center field. Great swing.
2-2 on Rivera. I mean, it really is a victory for an entire family when a player makes it to the major leagues, because there's so much that goes into helping a kid go from little league all the way to big league. That's in there, strike 3.
That's a good sweeper. That's a good pitch there for Kochanowicz. And with Mother's Day tomorrow, the sacrifices all those times, driving to the ballpark, doing all those things to get him in the position here to be able to perform like this and get that first major league hit triple. And by the way, he got an RBI out of the way too. And he hasn't stopped smiling yet. I don't think. Not quite yet.
Kochanowicz trying to put himself in line for his first win since April 5th. Needs one more out to qualify for the victory. Jorge Mateo walked in the 3rd inning.
That's nasty. That's a great sinker. He's thrown some really good ones today with some movement. Making that conscious effort to stay on top of the baseball. Getting those fingers in between those two seams to be able to have that good sink action to it.
Chopper here as Neto comes in, has to hurry with Mateo's speed, and it's there to end the inning. Kochanowicz has put himself in line for a win. 5 innings, no runs.
This is a guy who has MVP type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera.
Can do it anywhere on the field.
He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
This is Fubo. It's a better way to watch ESPN and other top sports networks. Plus, get coverage of your local teams all year long. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Ooh, that's a lovely view.
What are you two looking at?
Tip pick.
What did you say?
Tip pick. Tickets to the show with no hidden fees.
Join us here at Angel Stadium Friday, May 23rd. The Angels will host Miami, and the first 25,000 fans in attendance will receive an Angels vest courtesy of Nitto Tire. Angels.com/promotions for details. Nolan Shonowell leads off the bottom of the 5th inning with the Angels up 4-0 on Baltimore.
He's had 2 really good swings, both of them well over 100 miles per hour exit velocity tonight.
Singled in the 1st inning. He flied out to the warning track in the 3rd. Angels with 2 runs in the 1st, then 2 in the 4th inning. Those 2 4th inning runs came with 2 outs. It included the first major league hit for Matthew Lugo, an RBI triple.
I still remember going back to David Fletcher had that first hit he had was a triple in Seattle. It's a pretty special moment to get your first hit being a triple.
3 balls and no strikes on Shonowell. Gibson has walked only 1. He has 4 strikeouts. He's given up 4 more runs. It's been a rough go for Gibson to start his season. now worked in 11 2/3 innings, and he has allowed 16 runs on 22 hits. 3 balls and 1 strike on Kochanowicz. Gibson now 37 years old. He's had a nice career for a guy who is not overpowering, especially.
He still has a pretty good run on his fastball. It's a 4-seam fastball. That was at 91. He had a 91-mile-an-hour sinker.
A little bit of playoff experience. He got to pitch in a World Series for the Phillies in 2022. Being out of the bullpen. All of his playoff appearances have been as a reliever. He's kind of a back-end starter for most of his career. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Kochanowicz. Flip to left, and Kochanowicz has his 2nd hit tonight.
Hey, he says, what do I care about exit velocity? I'll just take a base hit.
So the Angels have their leadoff man on here in the 5th inning.
He's upstairs, and most flares of the outfield are elevated pitches, and that was. Just punched it out that sweeper. He's out in front slightly, but kept his hands back long enough to punch out the left field. There's some good friends right there.
Frenemies, maybe. Kochanowicz and Mountcastle at first. Ball 1 to Moncada. As a base hit and an RBI tonight. Moncada has really solidified 3rd base since coming off the IL this week. And it's Ron Washington pleased to be able to write Moncada's name in there every day, although on this foul ball.
Yeah, you worry about that swing there with Ron Washington's running right over there right away. That's that swing. Sometimes it's the oddest moment on there. You know, I think he's not feeling good with that one. That thumb.
And that bone bruise in his thumb. He'd been feeling better, especially swinging left-handed. All along we've heard that sometimes it will bark and bite on a certain swing. This must have been it.
Yeah, right towards the end of the bat. It's not when he's making that good solid contact with the barrel. It's at the end of the bat. See, he let that bat drop right away. Hopefully it's this something. It was a little sting right away. Ron Washington knows, and this organization knows how important he is in that 3rd base position.
Wash doing most of the talking here.
If I'm Moncada right now, I'd even think about a push bunt down the 3rd baseline, maybe even.
Depends on that thumb's feeling. I don't know if bunting would aggravate it, but see what happens here. 1 ball, 1 strike on Moncada.
Now, as a pitcher, you're more than likely I would be throwing a cutter in.
So went to a changeup, 2 balls and 1 strike on Moncada.
It's a good take there too, because it gives you just a little bit better feeling in that thumb. Potentially now they take a pitch. They're trying to get to the barrel of the bat.
The Orioles have their bullpen up now. Colin Selby is getting loose for Baltimore.
Ball was below the strike zone. Call the strike.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's listening, hearing some stuff in the dugout. He had some discussion on that check swing from Ohapi last night at the end of the game.
Ron Washington has not done a lot of arguing with the umpires on calls when it comes to balls and strikes during his time as Angels manager. He's been questioned about it a little bit lately. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Moncada chops 1 foul, and didn't look all that comfortable on that back swing either.
Just trying to get that grip, that feeling, and then hopefully it just goes away during the course of this bat. You see that he has that little thumb guard on there.
3-2 with Kochanowicz at first. And there's ball 4, so Moncada didn't have to swing to get on base here. He draws a walk after the base hit by Kochanowicz. It's 2 on, nobody out with Taylor Ward coming out.
Gives him a better chance to get feeling back in that thumb now after that walk.
When Ron Washington was the manager of the Rangers, he was ejected 15 times during his time as manager in Texas. But there's one time in particular, it was actually a spring training game when he got thrown out of a game, and he was fined $200. So to pay it off, he filled a box with $200 in pennies, and he mailed it to Bob Watson, who was the Major League Baseball vice president in charge of discipline. It cost him $45 to mail the box to New York. And when he was asked why he said $200 in pennies, he just said he didn't have his checkbook. He said he wasn't trying to be funny. I didn't have my checkbook. So go to the bank and put it in the change machine, is what he told Bob Watson. We have yet to see Ron Washington's first ejection as an Angels manager. He's been ejected in his ballpark before as the manager of the Rangers, but he never has been ejected yet as manager of the Angels. We'll see if he feels the need to do that at some point. Taylor Ward takes ball one, but every time he's been asked about it, he says he doesn't feel the need to do it, and doesn't think it would be all that helpful to get into a shouting match with the umpires.
It's a chance right now to really distance yourself in the game here with Taylor Ward at the plate.
2 balls, no strikes on Ward, who has an RBI earlier today on a sac fly.
Possibly the last batter potentially for Gibson here.
The Orioles have their bullpen up. Gibson has gotten into the 5th inning. He has not recorded an out yet here.
Just looking over at Moncada right now, he's not really seeming to be flexing that thumb or wrist at all. Trying to get an aggressive lead. That's a potential good sign.
Three balls and 1 strike. So the Angels already with 2 on, nobody out. A good hitter's count here for Ward. That's nowhere near. It's ball 4. The bases are loaded.
That'll be it right now.
Gibson seemingly out of gas. 6 of the last 7 Angels have reached base. 3 to start this inning. We'll see if the Halos can bust it open a bit here in this 5th inning, up by 4. Brandon Hyde goes to his bullpen. It'll be Logan O'Hoppe at the plate in just a moment.
That starting rotation, it doesn't get better than that.
Dominating night from Logan Gilbert.
Trying to be out there and take the ball as much as I can.
Swing and a miss against Luis Castillo.
It's wipeout stuff.
He's a legit ace.
Talk about depth the Mariners really have.
What a masterpiece from George Kirby.
Just trying to go out there and give my team the best chance to win.
Julio Rodriguez is an absolute superstar out there in center field.
Go my zone, Julio.
Once I go, I just want to have everything ready.
The guy's dangerous.
Julio.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance.
Boom. Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastball.
I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are. The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Angels Baseball and FanDuel Sports Network brought to you by UCI Health. Compassionate expert care for everyone in the region. Learn more at ucihealth.org. And by Pechanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga. Conveniently located right off the I-15 in Temecula. Been a good night for the Angels and a great one for Matthew Lugo. And an RBI triple for his first major league hit. Spot the order will be coming up again soon. But first, the Angels have a chance to bust this game open. Bases loaded, no outs. And their best power hitter right now at the plate, Logan O'Hoppe. See Colin Selby, the new pitcher.
Unusual to see so far in this game for Logan. He's taking the first pitch in 3 straight at bats.
The first pitch slider for a strike there. Now bouncing ball to second base, coming home with it, a low throw, but Rutschman digs it out from Holiday. And a force out at the plate to retire Kochanowicz. Rutschman looked like a first baseman digging out that low throw.
That's a big time scoop. Anyway, he stretched for that one too. You know what, Wayne? That's a guy that watched a lot of baseball games. His dad was a great player because you think, okay, take the double play, but that gives up another run, makes it a 5-0 lead. He felt there was a play at the plate, and he made a good decision there, I think.
Infield was about halfway in, so Holiday charging in on that ball even further, made the throw home. Now Rengifo. Balls and a strike. Angels have hit .333 this year with the bases loaded as a team. Less than that now after O'Hoppe made an out. Can add to it and add to their 4-0 lead if Rengifo can get a base hit. Chopped off the glove of the pitcher Selby. Mountcastle dives for the bag to get an out at first, but a run scores as Moncada comes in, and it's 5-0. That could have been a double play had the pitcher caught it.
Yeah, I got a break on that one. That's a 1-2-3 potential double play. Just kind of took his eye off the baseball. A little bit of a break on that one.
Top of that, all the other runners advance as well. Joe Adell, who homered his last time, will have an opportunity to bat here. Now somebody just got tossed, I think, from the Angels dugout. Well, Johnny Washington has been ejected before as the Angels hitting coach. Now Ron Washington is out in the face of the home plate umpire Nestor Ceja.
Yeah, last night after that check swing, there was some pretty good arguing with him.
So the first base umpire Todd Tishner, he is the crew chief. You see Wash having this conversation with Nestor Ceja.
I think what it is it Joe Adell wasn't in the batter's box quick enough? Joe's asking a bunch of questions there himself.
Maybe there was a pitch timer violation. Didn't see one. It looked like somebody got ejected from the Angels dugout on top of that. And it is Johnny Washington, so he's been ejected a couple of times now. First time this year. Brandon Hyde wants an explanation if there was a pitch timer violation. Well, if there was a pitch timer violation, does it change? If Adell hits another home run, is that a first pitch home run or not? He has hit 10 career first pitch home runs, including the one tonight. There was no violation, so this will be the true first pitch. Adell takes
why did they get down and start talking to Joe there on that one?
I don't know.
Maybe they said, Joe, that was a great swing the last time.
Joe's
that
an
could have been
affable guy. Yeah. Could be. Nice fellow to have a conversation with. Adell hit his 5th home run of the year, his 3rd in his last 5 games earlier.
That's a break the ball dead center. I was just telling Jim Palmer I got him covered over there. If this ball go flying in there, that's my guy.
Baseball legend, the Hall of Famer, one of the great pitchers ever, Jim Palmer. Still doing some Orioles television broadcasts. Ground ball to third. Farrell waits back to grab it. And he still has time to get Adell. Angels get 1, leave 2, and they now are up by 5.
There's a shot.
This is really becoming ridiculous.
3-home run day for Aaron Judge.
Bronx Bombers are back.
Judge cranks one. Incredible. The show rolls on for Aaron Judge.
This is a generational player. He's a special, special talent. He's going to go down as the greatest Yankee of all time.
We do not talk about this superstar enough, and that's Rafael Devers.
6th straight game with a home run.
Jarren Duran is an extra base machine.
I've just always been like that guy that keeps his head down and works hard.
Swing and a miss.
Crochet's got that kind of electric stuff.
This green monster is tailor-made for Alex Bregman's swing. Great fit for Bregman, great fit for the Red Sox.
This was the piece that they really needed.
The guy's a winner. He's got all the talent.
The Red Sox are a much better team this year than they were last year.
Angels have turned a couple of double plays behind Jack Kochanowicz tonight.
And that's the sound you want to hear from that sinker ball towards the end of the bat. How quick that turn was from Zach Neto. Again, towards the end of the bat, that means that sinker and changeup are working. A couple more double plays now. 8 turn behind Kochanowicz this season. Those are Arco top tier plays when you got those double plays being turned behind Kochanowicz and that sinker.
Jackson Holliday leads off and fouls one back.
Pretty sure he wasn't trying to hit a ground ball in that swing.
The Orioles only have 2 hits tonight. Holliday has one of them. He led off the game with a base hit. Mountcastle had a single in the 4th inning. That's been it as far as hits are concerned. Kochanowicz has walked 3 in the game. 1 ball, 1 strike on Holliday, who will soon not be the only Holliday in professional baseball. His brother Ethan is expected to be a top draft pick in the upcoming draft in July.
Yeah, you think he's at 1-1, 1-2, 1-3 potentially.
Well, if he's not number 1 overall, then he could end up being with the Angels because they have the number 2 overall pick. Washington will draft first, and then the Angels. It's possible the Nationals will have Ethan Holliday, and then both Hollidays will be in around the Beltway down there. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jackson Holliday, the 2 sons of a pretty good major leaguer in his own right. They'd have to have one of them at least would have to have a really good career to catch what his dad's career.
Phenomenal career.
Matt Holliday was an exceptional player, a good outfielder, and a great hitter. Chopper here. Shonowell waits, grabs it, and feeds Kochanowicz for the out.
Another soft contact on the ground there. Another solid sinker.
Seems like there's still, as far as the draft is concerned, just a lot of uncertainty with who will be drafted in what spots.
Yep. It seemed like it was, you know, coming into the college and high school baseball season, you had a pretty good idea who was going to be that. Now it's completely up and down.
We'll see how it goes once the college season comes to an end. As Rutschman takes a strike. Ethan Holliday, though, right now would be considered the number 1 pick out of high school to the Washington Nationals. And if that's the case, well, then the Angels would have the number 2 pick to select either the 2nd best high school player or the best college player available. Anyway, at number 2, you should be okay.
Yeah.
Balls and a strike on Rutschman.
Much better run and sink on his sinker tonight. Even though that was off the plate, he almost got Rutschman to go after it. That tells you how good that movement was on it.
If you don't believe me about the #2 pick, well, you just have to look back to when Adley Rutschman was drafted #1 overall by Baltimore in 2019. #2 was Bobby Witt Jr.
Yeah, that turned out pretty good, I think, for both teams. But I mean, Bobby Witt Jr. is, wow, phenomenal player. Looks like they finally lost today, the Royals.
They're beaten up by Boston 10-1.
It's too good. You know, went from a slider to a changeup. Mentioned those secondary pitches. He's used them very well so far tonight.
Rafael Devers had 4 hits in that game for the Red Sox today. Kochanowicz has largely been in control here tonight.
I like that idea of the 4-seam fastball too, especially after a slider and a changeup, just a little below the strike zone. Hoppy wanted that elevated. Got to make him swing the bat here now.
He's thrown a lot of changeups tonight. He has been mixing up his slider more. It's a foul ball here off the bat of Rutschman. A lot of fastballs. The 4-seam fastball has been used quite a lot. Of course, he's throwing that 2-seamer.
And you see the late swing on that one.
I would see more changeups tonight against this left-handed hitting Orioles team.
I still feel there's been a few of those sinkers have been called.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You know, I mean, it should have been changeups, could have been, and they put it down as a sinker.
The one he struck out Henderson for
yeah.
sure. 3-2. Ground ball. Neto with a backhand, and he gets it to retire Rutschman. 2 up, 2 down. 87 pitches now for Kochanowicz in 5 2/3. It was Henderson who struck out in each of his 2 at-bats tonight.
Yeah, pitch by pitch. He started with a 4-seam fastball, then he went back with a changeup, then got back in the count with a sinker, another good sinker away. Then he got him to go after that sinker below the strike zone. Remember, he punched him out with a 4-seam fastball the first at bat. That time he got him to chase a sinker below the strike zone.
He bounces this one to an exposed spot on the left side of the infield. So Henderson finally gets the best of Kochanowicz after the 2 strikeouts and has a 2-out single.
Some long at bats results in strikeouts, so he was up there hacking the first pitch. Not a bad pitch towards the end of the bat. He's got good coverage. He hits the ball well the other way. Just an all-around outstanding player too.
Hector Neris, who has been sharp in his first couple of outings with the Angels, getting ready here. Kochanowicz nearing a season high in pitches through 91 against the Mariners April 29th. This will be number 89 tonight against Ryan Mountcastle. Had a base hit his last time, and now a pitch timer violation is being called against Kochanowicz.
So far today, Kochanowicz with 11 ground ball outs, a couple double plays amongst those.
Orioles with just 3 hits, they're all singles. If Kochanowicz can get through 6 here,
be another quality start for him.
It'll be his best start too. That's ripped to the left field corner though, and that's a base hit for Mountcastle. Henderson has tremendous speed. Lugo's gonna have to hurry it in, but Henderson's already on his way home, and he'll score easily. An RBI double breaks the shutout. And Baltimore is on the board here in the 6th inning.
Depending on if Neris is ready, you might see him in the game here now.
So Hearn due up.
That's that slow walk out as a catcher. Any starting pitcher knows that walk out from the catcher, especially a slow one.
We will wait for O'Hoppe and Kochanowicz to finish their conversation and hear from Hyundai.
Charge up to 178 miles in just 15 minutes. How it should be.
Nice backdoor slider. Mountcastle, by the way, has hit the ball pretty hard twice today. One was caught by Neto at shortstop, and that was hit well there into left field.
Hearn with a big swing through the fastball. Kochanowicz ahead 0-2.
Trying to finish strong here now.
Likely be his last batter. O'Hearn, like the other Orioles, hasn't done much with men in scoring position, just 1 for 11 this year. Takes ball 1 on another fastball.
Yeah, he overthrew that. When you see when you don't hit your spot, you miss it by that downstairs on a 4-seam fastball, it means you jumped a little quicker. See if you can make that quick adjustment, make a good pitch here, finish strong.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Haven't seen him deviate from the fastball yet in this at bat.
It's a big pitch. You got options here. 2-2, 3-2. You don't, and they know that too with a sinker ball pitcher on the mound.
Kochanowicz trying to put away O'Hearn and end the 6th. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Goes to 3-2. It's been all fastballs in this at bat.
Overthrown, especially got 0-2 count. Just started muscling up. Just go stay and trust your mechanics here.
Ball 4. He lost him. 3 straight men reaching with 2 outs. That will end the night for Kochanowicz. Now the Angels bullpen will take the stage, trying to protect a 4-run lead here. Still a lot of baseball left to play tonight, as Hector Neris will be the first man out of the pen tonight.
A star is born, talking about Jackson Churio.
Churio flips the scoreboard with a 4-pointer.
Kid's coming into his own right before our eyes.
That truly believe in the presence and the person that Jackson Churio is.
You have to love the versatility he brings. He can play left field, he can play right field.
Youngest player in MLB history to record 20-plus homers, 20-plus stolen bases.
This is the first Brewer that had 2 home runs in a postseason game.
Jackson Churio!
The face of the game of baseball is running through this guy right here.
That dude has electricity coming out of his pores.
You're changing the sport, man. I just go out there every day and give them 100%.
Every day he does something that draws your attention.
Green is cooking with gas.
It feels like he's finally put it all together. I think Hunter Green's about to become a super ace of a playoff team. That's what the Cincinnati Reds are going to be in 2025.
Ground ball outs today. It was a good performance for Kochanowicz. Might be his best performance of the year, or at least close to it. Just could not finish this 6th inning here. He has allowed his first run of the game, and he leaves 2 more men on the bases. Now the Angels bullpen, which has certainly had a lot of bumps on the path this year, will turn to Hector Neris to try to keep a lead tonight.
Yeah, that's the loneliest feeling. After you leave a game, you have some traffic on the bases, and you knew you had a hitter right where you want him. You had him 0-2. And Hearn didn't go out of the strike zone and help him out.
So far, Neris has retired all 5 batters that he has faced as an Angel. Cedric Mullins tonight 0 for 2. He's hit into a double play.
That great splitter he has. Good arm action on it.
It's been his bread and butter pitch over the years. One thing the Angels like best about Neris right now is that he's got so much experience. Good pitch there. Again, the splitter, and it's 0-2. He knows what to do and how to get someone out when he enters a spot like this.
Done a lot of it in his career. He gets swings like that out of the strike zone, that makes that splitter even better.
Pitched in playoff games. He's pitched in big moments. He's been a closer for a few different teams. He's Trying to hold the lead right where it is right now. 5-1 in the 6th. Mullins chops it foul past first.
I do like when he went right there back to a splitter. Sometimes he goes set up pitch. No, he's already set up. That one a little more of the strike zone, even though it's lower part of the strike zone. You can get him to chase now.
Mountcastle is at second base, so Hearns at first. Run home for the Orioles here in the 6th inning. Angels with the lead. Mullins takes ball 1. Mullins has had some really good years for the Orioles. He's been a tremendous center fielder throughout his career. The offense has been up and down sometimes, but he had a 30-30 year in there as well. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And part of the reason why that high fastball, Wayne, because you different arm angle, so you can see the exact same residual effect that splitter the very next pitch. So he was on top of those splitters 3 in a row, and then he threw a fastball 4-seamer upstairs, and in that same exact pitch, splitter up.
That's in there, strike 3. A splitter that fell to the top of the zone, and Neris gets out of it, leaving the 2 men that he inherited.
And now Jack Kochanowicz can breathe and look out there to the field after that one. Nice job by Neris. He was going Wilson, is hiding, looking over the fence, and then he sees that out there.
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way. Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
This is the show that never ends. We got our hands up in the air, 'cause it's a party. We having fun here, 'cause it's a party.
Oh, my.
This guy is next level. Oh, my goodness.
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way.
Play baseball like I'm still a young kid, like a little teenager.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
This is the show that never ends.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Angels had a good pitching night so far. Jack Kochanowicz 5 2/3 innings, 1 run allowed. Hector Neris got another big out. He's retired all 6 batters that he has faced since getting back to the big leagues with the Angels. And now Kyron Paris leads off against Colin Selby here in the 6th inning.
Pretty good pitch upstairs, that high fastball, and upper part of the strike zone not called.
Now the high strikes have largely disappeared. We still see him called sometimes, but not nearly at the ratio that we have in the past. Whether it's admitted to or not, it's a change in the strike zone. There's no question, and it is a concerted change. As we see, it's not just a few umpires that are not calling the high strikes, it's all of them.
Yep.
Paris has a base hit and a run scored tonight. He came home on the triple by Lugo, his first big league hit. Paris can certainly relate to a lot of big league firsts. His first major league home run last year. And then he had his first 2-week tear in the major leagues this year.
Historic start to the season this year. In that same conversation with Jimmy Fox and Babe Ruth as far as OPS.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-2. Only one other game in progress tonight. The Blue Jays are in Seattle, tied at 3. Game's in the 7th. Bo Bichette has homered for Toronto. Everything else a final in Major League Baseball today, including Minnesota winning their 7th straight. They beat the Giants today 2-1. Just missed ball 3. Cubs beat the Mets in New York 6-5. Brett Beatty had 2 homers and 5 RBIs, but he was on an island today.
It's his own game. He was taking on the Cubs himself, but not enough.
3-2. As Paris lines one to center field. Right at Mullins, though. Jumped on it, but hit it right to a very good center fielder. 1 out. The Reds were in Houston. They won 13-9. They scored 10 in the first inning. A lot of those were against Lance McCullers Jr. pitching in Houston for the first time since the 2022 World Series. Although it got pretty testy afterward because apparently there were some threats made to McCullers' family by fans. I guess were upset about the game that he pitched. I don't know. It was
that's odd.
Very odd. Joe Espada talked about it after the game. So did McCullers. And
this guy is he's a big part of the community there too.
Very over the top and obscene reaction to McCullers tonight. Matthew Lugo at the plate here with a strike. And it's 0-2. Lugo with his first major league hit. It was a triple, and only 5 Angels have ever had a triple for their first major league hit.
Thad Bosley.
Yeah. Balls 2 strikes. David Fletcher was the last, and you freshly called it up when you saw Lugo's triple.
Yeah. David Fletcher was in Seattle.
Corey Aldridge. What do you know about him?
Not a whole lot. I know Thad Bosley because we were teammates briefly.
Yeah, Thad Bosley was around in the 80s. It's right down the pipe, so Lugo strikes out here. 2 outs. Phillies beat Cleveland today 7-1. Phillies scored 6 in the 8th inning of that game. Max Kepler a couple of RBIs. Bryce Harper went deep.
Kyle Schwarber's having a solid season for the Phillies too.
He's only been on base in every single game.
Yeah, that's all right.
2 more hits today. 45 game on base streak dating back to last year. All 1 to Neto. Angels have Fermin warming up in their bullpen. Wondering if we would see Jose Fermin get a little higher leverage spot, considering that he's been pitching pretty well. And I guess today's the day. Angels had Sean Anderson join the team yesterday. He pitched an inning in the 3rd last night.
Punched out 3 guys in 1 inning all, and it's really good changeup.
It's looking to be Fermin in the 7th, and if it goes well, Zephyr John in the 8th, and Jansen in the 9th. Angels are up by 4. They've led since scoring twice in the 1st inning. Neto started that rally with a base hit. Thad Bosley was the last Angel to triple at home in his first big league hit here at the Big A. 1977. Not too many stadiums around Major League Baseball that are still standing that had big league games in 1977, like Angel Stadium.
Back up, break them all. Yeah, there's a lot of new stadiums.
Almost all of them. This is the 4th oldest big league ballpark now, behind only Dodger Stadium and then of course Wrigley and Fenway. And there's ball 4 to Neto, so a 2-out base runner. Well, with the Angels making their trip to San Diego and then Dodger Stadium, it's a good opportunity for Angels fans to take in all 3 of these great ballparks in Southern California. All of them are fantastic.
Yes. A pitching change again.
Brandon Hyde will take the ball from Selby, and he'll go back to his bullpen. Cionel Perez will enter.
We got our hands up in the air, 'cause it's a party. We having fun here, 'cause it's a party.
Oh my! This guy is next level. Oh my goodness!
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way.
Play baseball like I'm still a young kid, like a little teenager.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
What a moment! This is the show that never ends.
Talent-wise, with the Correas and the Royce Lewises and the Buxtons firing at the height of their power, they're probably the most talented team.
Royce Lewis puts his team on top.
Postseason monster, we all know that.
Grand slam! Carlos Correa!
With fire Byron Buxton, it's the tools, the speed, the power.
He knows one speed and has to go get it.
I think that we're a great team. I think we know we're a great team.
The Twins have the most talent in that division.
Group tickets for 2025 are now on sale. Experience the excitement of Angels baseball with your group of 20 or more. And get tickets starting at $11 per seat. Call 714-4ANGELS or visit angels.com/groups for more details.
By the way, Jim McLaughlin was a pitcher for his first major league hit being a triple.
Yeah.
See, I told you, the best athletes.
Pre-DH.
Yes.
You came up at the wrong time.
Or the right time.
Before the DH had already entered the American League well before your arrival, 1973. Now everyone has it. Nolan Kochanowicz will face the lefty Cionel Perez here. 2 outs and Neto at first.
Perez can be really, really nasty.
Kochanowicz had 2 hits tonight, a run scored, and a deep fly out on top of it.
95-98, curveball, slider, changeup.
Neto's at first with 2 down. Good slider from Perez, just missed. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Neto trying to read Perez. Eric Young Sr. giving him a quick little hint on what to look for. As usual, most times against left, you just going on first move. If he throws over, they get you. If they don't, if he goes home, it's going to be a stolen base.
Check swing. That was a strike in the zone anyway. So Kochanowicz now in a full count, 3-2.
Ball well, a couple hits today. One deep shot to center field at the wall. Mullins able to run down.
Neto will go on 3-2, and that's ball 4 to Kochanowicz. Now Moncada will bat from the right side. Remember, he kind of felt the effects of some swings. He has that deep bone bruise that he's been dealing with that kept him on the IL for the better part of a month. But it doesn't bother him when he bats right-handed.
Yeah, he was able to do that even most of the whole time through, swinging from the right side.
So he will not feel any effects of it here. Most likely against Perez batting from the right side. Walk and a run scored, an RBI single from Moncada tonight. Ball 1 for Perez.
A lot on that one.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit.
Moncada has had a good homestand in his return from the injured list. Angels really would like to keep him out there. It's been a struggle for Moncada to stay healthy throughout his career. 2 balls and no strikes.
Been a difference maker on the defensive side for the Halos too at third base. Made a lot of great plays.
Yep. Very much so. He certainly made his presence felt this week. 2 balls, no strikes. It's 3-0. So Perez has come in wild. He walked Kochanowicz, and now he's behind Moncada. Another right-handed batter, Taylor Ward, on deck.
Missed by a lot on all 4 of those pitches.
And walks have loaded the bases here. It was a 2-out walk to Neto from Selby. Now Perez has come in and walked 2 in a row.
Speaking of old stadiums, at the old Metrodome, they used to have that little thing up on top. Walks will haunt the Metrodome. which is no longer a baseball field for its wins, now Target Field.
Well, CNL Perez must be really seeing ghosts after walks have loaded the bases here. This is the Orioles pitching coach Drew French reminding Perez this is not why they brought him into the game. Taylor Ward with the bases loaded after a word from Jack in the Box.
My Nashville hot popcorn chicken. So much deliciousness starting at $6.99.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Taylor Ward with a walk tonight and a sacrifice fly. The Angels could use a hit to help bust it open. They had a chance in the 5th inning, loading the bases with nobody out, and they only scored 1 time. They didn't get the big hit they were looking for. Now they have another chance if Perez throws a strike.
He's been so far off the plate too. You want to make him throw you a strike here.
Well, that's not one either. So now 12 pitches, 10 out of the zone, and a lot of them well out of the zone. You're right. It probably makes sense to just take one, make sure he knows where home plate even is.
Because you're going to get a fastball 2-1 anyhow, even if he does throw a strike.
That is on the corner, and it's a hard one to. You don't often see umpires give a little bit on the edge when the pitcher is all over the place.
Yeah, that could easily have been a ball.
Surprising that Perez got that 50-50 call. 2 balls and a strike, and he steps off. Walks have loaded the bases. The Angels, with 1 hit here, can really extend their lead and get some comfort. Come on.
Oh,
that's ridiculous.
That is way off the
pitcher
plate.
has come in. He has not been near home plate. How could you call either of those as strikes, especially the second one, when this pitcher is completely wild?
I mean, it's not even close.
Hold your breath for that one. Ball 3 to Taylor Ward. So now the base is loaded with 2 outs, and the runners will take off here. Full count pitch to Taylor Ward, and it's in there at the bottom of the zone for strike 3. Well, 2 pitches there, one especially that should have resulted in a bases loaded walk. Instead, the Angels leave them loaded.
Want to do anything this weekend?
Like what?
That concert on Friday is now 60% off. Look how excited they are about saving money.
Wait, did she say 60% off?
What time is it? It's game time.
There's a unicorn in Hollywood.
The lineup we know is incredibly deep, but that starting rotation is unlike anything I can remember.
I got them running the National League.
I think this is the first of like 4 or 5 straight world championships. This is just an incredible wealth of riches.
He's in a world of his own. Strike 3 swinging. It's a dozen strikeouts for Tyler Glasnow. Walk-off win.
Should've used Tick Pick.
Wait, what'd you say?
Tick Pick. Look.
Oh, whoa, dude.
What? There are no hidden fees. What'd you guys think I said?
Oh, Tick Pick. I thought you said.
Jose Fermin enters the game, really the first high leverage opportunity for him.
And he's got that good stuff too. I mean, you just don't look at that ERA. He had that one tough game, but he's got a fastball that could be 97, 98.
Hector Neris faces one batter and strikes him out.
Well, he's been great in those spots, just coming in and cleaning up some messes.
Now Fermin gets a clean inning here in the 7th with Cedric Mullins making the last out of the 6th inning. It's Heston Kjerstad in the bottom of the order to appear in the 7th. Kjerstad has grounded out twice. And a check swing bounces one foul. Emmanuel Rivera and Jorge Mateo, the last 3 hitters in this lineup for Baltimore before it gets back to Holiday, Rutschman, and Henderson. Ball 1 strike from Fermin, who was just signed out of the Dominican Republic about 1.5 years ago. Quick rises to the big leagues aren't unusual for the Angels, but this is an unusual story considering how late he signed out of the DR.
It's a foul ball.
Now he believes, Kjerstad, that it was catcher's interference. I think here comes Brandon Hyde.
I mean, you can ask for help with the third base umpire, but we already say, did he hit him? Hit his hand?
Yeah, he's saying
it's part of the
catcher's interference. I think. I was asking the first base umpire for, well, I guess because of a review. So the Orioles will maybe review this potential catcher's interference. We haven't seen it yet. Here it is. Well, the catcher,
that was fouled off. No, that was fouled off before.
The foul ball. Baltimore's challenging that call.
So the ball hit
definitely
the bat
fouled
first.
Before, yeah, the glove.
And then the webbing of the mitt of Ohapi, that's stuck in the knob of the bat or in the top of the bat. If the ball makes contact with the bat first.
Yeah, definitely hit the bat first.
Incidental contact then at the end of this.
Yeah, that's off the bat first and then the mitt.
I'm not sure how you could call interference if the ball's already been hit by the bat.
Well, they're basically saying it's not a. They didn't think it was a foul ball.
Well, the ruling on the field is a foul ball. They didn't call catcher's interference on the field. They called it a foul ball. So the evidence is what it is. The bat in the mid made contact after Kjerstad touched the ball. So there can't be interference with the ball if the ball had already glanced away. Ball review, it's an interesting play. You don't see this a lot. Often on catcher's interference, the ball clearly hits the mid or it doesn't before the bat makes any contact with the ball. But in this case, it's after. Now, by rule, it's at any point during a pitch.
The call is confirmed. There was contact after the ball made contact with the bat. Baltimore will lose their challenge.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
Yes.
That it can't be interference if it's after. The ball hit the bat first, then the contact with the mitt. So that's why it could not be interference against Ohapi. He didn't interfere.
Pretty sure, I don't know why that took that long to say that.
It's just making sure with reference to the rule book that they were following it by the letter of the law. But pretty clear that the contact with the mitt was after the contact with the ball.
It was a 97-mile-an-hour sinker, too, by the way.
It's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kjerstad. One of these young Orioles that has put together a very nice farm system, starting to graduate a lot of those players. Kjerstad was the #2 overall pick in 2020. Fermin bounces that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He crushed the ball in college and in the minor leagues, but finding his way in the major leagues has been a different story. And he's already 26 years old. He was the #2 pick 5 years ago.
That was a pretty good sink on that one, too. They were dealing with that hard sinker from Kochanowicz all night long.
It's getting easier with Fermin. As the Angels try to hold a lead late here at Angel Stadium. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A slap foul off the end of the bat of Kjerstad.
First that you could tell is he's trying to go the other way. He's got some room on that left side of the infield. Moncada playing towards that shortstop position. Neto almost behind the base at second. And with that sinker going that way, more than likely if he makes contact, it will be hit that way.
Check swing, ball 3. So Fermin was ahead. Now it's a full count. And there's Zephyr-John undoubtedly getting ready for, I guess, the top of the order. Well, all those guys are left-handed. It's a high fly. Paris in center field, shallow, makes the catch, 1 out.
Big first out. Still quite a bit of baseball still to be played in this game.
There is. It's been kind of a longer running game. Yesterday was almost 3 hours. As Emmanuel Rivera bats. Don't blame the Orioles. The Angels usually play fairly average game times with regard to the league average. Baltimore's come in here. There have been some longer games. Rivera 0 for 2. Swings and misses on the fastball. Rivera's playing third base with Ramon Urias out. A lot of injuries for the Orioles. They have several players on the IL, including Jordan Westberg, Colton Cowser, Urias.
That's some pretty good players not available for them right now.
It's just the offensive players. They're also missing Grayson Rodriguez and Kyle Bradish.
Grayson was supposed to be their #1 guy. He's got #1 stuff as a starter.
Tyler Wells is out. And Eflin has been out, although he's supposed to be back tomorrow. Even Gibson's been out. He's only made his 3rd start this year tonight. So it hasn't been an easy road for Brandon Hyde and the Orioles in any regard.
Especially when you lose Corbin Burns, too, to the Diamondbacks.
Line through, a base hit for Rivera.
A lot of the plate on that sinker. Rivera did a nice job of getting that barrel through the baseball and hit it hard. Had a big game yesterday, had 2 hits yesterday, now a base hit today.
1 out, 1 on for Mateo.
There's a lot of speed at the plate here.
Mateo tough to double up if he does hit a ground ball. Swings and misses here. I do like his pink accents. You know, Mother's Day is tomorrow. He's already got the pink sleeve out. Oh, that one was hit so hard when it bounced back to the front row. The woman that had tried to catch it is shaking her hand.
Yes.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Charlie Morton is up in the Baltimore bullpen. She's still shaking that hand out. That ball hit off the front row, front of the booth here, and bounced all the way down to the front row. That's how much it had some steam on it from Mateo. Swing and miss, strike 3.
It's a real nice slider there for me on that one. Tight. Good break to it. Real good spin also.
Two outs. It's the top of the order now, and Holiday was a base hit and a walk tonight. He's looked good at the plate. He's the youngest of this crop of Orioles, 21 years old. He was the #1 pick in 2022. His brother, as we mentioned, could very well be the #1 pick this year.
He's a lot more confident hitter, you could tell, this season. Even in spring training, watching some of their games, you could tell.
189 in the major leagues last year. He was 1 for 30 to start his big league career. His average up around 275 now. And he certainly looks the part with a lot of career left, only 21. Good cut there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And he stays on that fastball, 4-seam, and sinker away pretty good from a right-handed pitcher. So that tells you he uses the whole field effectively. And it's still quick enough inside. But you still force him to hit that ball the other way.
Balls, 2 strikes. He's not hit much against lefties. This Oriole team in general is very susceptible to left-handed pitching. We'll see if Tyler Anderson can take advantage of that tomorrow in the finale of this series at 1 o'clock. Swing and a miss. What a good pitch there by Fermin.
Yeah, high leverage spot for the youngster, coming into a tremendous job.
Well, that will put him in the trust tree for sure for Ron Washington.
I'll give you this brand new electric vehicle if you can prove to me you know your finances. How many subscriptions are you paying for?
Just 3.
You sure? Let's download the Rocket Money app right now and see if you're right. It's actually 21 subscriptions, which is costing you around $370 a month.
The app is telling you all this?
Rocket Money shows you all your expenses in one place and even helps you suggest a budget based on your past spending. Don't worry about the 21 subscriptions. You can cancel them right within the app. It'll even try and get you some of your money back.
Why pay too much for cable TV when it costs less for Fubo? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Turn on baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning. Experience live baseball in a whole new way with up to 4 games on a single screen.
He is on fire.
MLB Big Inning, every game night on MLB.tv.
Some serious personalities here at the ball game tonight. Mr. Beast is here. Signing, he must have watched you sign autographs before the game. Now he wants to sign.
Yeah, well, he's born in Wichita, Kansas.
Well, somebody threw him a. Madison Beer is next to him. She's a singer. I feel like this is more Erica's domain than mine. She knows all the singers.
Look at that. That's perfect.
I get the little picture there.
Throw up the phone to do a selfie. What about that? That's awesome.
Yeah, there's literally like hundreds of millions of YouTube followers.
Yes.
He's an extremely well-known social media sensation, Mr. Beast. He does a lot of philanthropic work and all that. So it's cool to have Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
At the game here tonight. And Madison Beer as well.
Yes.
And Charlie Morton here as well.
Yes.
Well, I was just reminded is probably older than both of them combined.
Oh, wait, that's not right. That's not right. He's Charlie
You
Morton.
are.
I know I am. And about 8 other fans by now.
That ball lined and caught by Mateo. Went up to get it off the bat of Logan O'Hoppe. So 1 away here in the 7th. With Morton out there, 41 years old. Charlie Morton trying to hang on a long time with the Braves.
Remember him with the Pirates, the Phillies.
Very productive in his return to Atlanta. 1 out as Rengifo bats. Charlie Morton was actually drafted by Atlanta in 2002. Now, he was drafted in the same draft class in 2002 as Jeff Francoeur and Brian McCann.
Yes.
These guys have been retired forever. Swing and a miss by Rengifo.
Yeah, the old movie For the Love of the Game. That's him.
Those guys had good careers, too. They've been both retired for a while. Morton actually made his major league debut here at Angel Stadium back in 2008. Before Trout was even drafted. Well, balls and 2 strikes on Rengifo as an RBI tonight. Now a strikeout against Morton, who's always had that good curveball.
Yeah, you can spin that curveball. His spin rate on his curveball is still some of the best you're going to find in all of baseball. See See if Joe Adell can catch one of those curveballs before it gets down below the strike zone and see if he gets some lift to it. By the way, the spin rate on that curveball that he threw to Rengifo, 3,321 RPMs. I mean, that is unreal. That's incredible spin rate.
He's always been like this, at least as far as his curveball goes. He has had one of the best in all of baseball. Even as he has gotten older, it has kept him employed.
And still 95.
So what's the problem? Why is he having a tough time this year? Stuff looks the same. But it has not gone well for Morton. His ERA of 9.38.
Still in great shape, too.
Balls and a strike on Adell. He's walked a lot of hitters. That's one thing. 22 of them in 32 innings. He's given up 8 home runs already this year. He has the most losses and most earned runs allowed in all of baseball. That's even with making a few relief appearances already. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Adell. He made 30 starts for Atlanta last year. Remember, he was with the Astros in 2017. He recorded the final out in that World Series.
Well, he got hurt when he was with the Braves in their World Series championship, right? In 21?
Yeah.
Got hit with a line drive or hard ground ball up the middle.
Drops the curveball, but couldn't get the corner. He's a 2-time world champion in that regard. Good postseason numbers too for Charlie Morton. It's 3-2 on Adell. Swing and a miss on the curveball. Quick inning here for Morton. 1-2-3.
The face of the game of baseball is running through this guy right here.
That dude has electricity coming out of his pores.
You're changing the sport, man. I just go out there every day and give them 100%.
Every day he does something that draws your attention.
Green is cooking with gas.
It feels like he's finally put it all together. I think Hunter Green's about to become a super ace of a playoff team. That's what the Cincinnati Reds are going to be in 2025.
Never clean your gutters again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. Call 844-6LeafGuard right now for a free estimate and save 20% plus $500 off your purchase and installation. LeafGuard. Get it today, protected for life.
Don't miss amazing moments by your Halos. Join us for every Angels home game in 2025 by ordering your season seats today. For more info on season seats, visit angels.com/season seats or call 714-4-ANGEL. It's the 8th inning, and Adley Rutschman will face Ryan Zefferjun. Zefferjun's spot has pitched himself into being the #1 setup man in front of Kenley Jansen, with Ben Joyce on the IL, now on the 60-day IL. I don't know when we'll see Joyce again. As Rutschman tags one right center field. Paris has some space, it looks like. On the track, he makes the catch. 1 out.
A long first out of the inning. That's all you'll take it. Rutschman got a pretty good swing at that cutter from Zefferjun.
So far, there hasn't been a ton of difference between lefties and righties. They've hit the same in terms of average, although lefties have had a higher OPS against Zefferjun than right-handers have, as Henderson bats here with 1 out.
I mean, he can still rush that fastball. He's even touched 100 with his fastball, but his cutter is go-to pitch along with his sweeper.
You know, for a guy from Topeka, and it's very polite and all that, a little bit of an edge to Zephyr when he's out there on the mound.
Oh yeah. Got two people from Kansas here today. Mr. Beast. And Zephyr being a beast out there.
You're really giving Wikipedia a workout.
That's how I roll, Wade.
2 balls and a strike. I gotta watch this show. Mr. Beast has it's the YouTube show, right? 2 outs.
Yes.
As Anderson bounces out to Renifro. Beast Games on Amazon is the show. I want to watch that.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Got nothing else to do.
Watch the sunrise down at Dana Point to be able to watch that in the morning before we come to the yard.
Oh, it'll be perfect. Here's Ryan Mountcastle. Tell you what, it's been nice and hot here in Anaheim, but over in Dana Point, it was just right today. There's a bouncer to third, and Moncada has that. Ryan Zephyr-John, no sweat in the top of the 8th. It was a quick inning, 6 pitches, 1, 2, 3.
A star is born, talking about Jackson Churio.
Churio flips the scoreboard with a 4-pointer. He's coming into his own right before our eyes.
That truly believe in the presence and the person that Jackson Churio is.
You have to love the versatility he brings. He can play left field, he can play right field.
Youngest player in MLB history to record 20-plus homers, 20-plus stolen bases.
This is the first Brewer that had 2 home runs in a postseason game.
Jackson Churio!
The face of the game of baseball is running through this guy right here.
That dude has electricity coming out of his pores.
You're changing the sport, man. I go out there every day and give them 100%.
Every day he does something that draws your attention.
Green is cooking with gas.
It feels like he's finally put it all together. I think Hunter Green's about to become a super ace of a playoff team. That's what the Cincinnati Reds are going to be in 2025.
Angels fans get 2 tickets and $20 in food and beverage credit with the Let's Eat bundle. Visit angels.com/Let's Eat. Pick up your game ticket and get 2 tickets plus $20 for food. Purchase your bundle at angels.com/Let's Eat. Now we're talking.
Work your magic. Come on.
I make my way down to the quesadilla place in the left field corner. That's what I like.
That is outstanding.
Well, we had the mac and cheese place the other day, last weekend, last Saturday.
Wow.
Harris didn't like that call. Nor should he have.
No. That's about 8 inches below the strike zone.
High strikes aren't being called.
Call that one.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Tyler Anderson tomorrow afternoon, very likely to be Zach Eflin pitching for Baltimore and a return off the IL. Brock Burke warming up in the Angels bullpen. Times with a 4-run lead, you'll see the closer. These Orioles and how they struggle against lefties. It makes sense to have Burke too. Hearn, Mullins, Kerstad, all left-handed, due up in the 9th inning. Orioles on their bench. They do have Ramon Laureano, who could bat right-handed. Tyler O'Neill wasn't in the lineup today. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Paris. And Dylan Carlson, a switch hitter, the bat right-handed too. So they have some righties on the bench if they need it. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Paris. That ball to right off the end of the bat. Handled by O'Hearn. 1 out.
Going back to our Hyundai Key. We met all the stars here at the ballpark today. One just a little bit down the road in Huntington Beach Lake. Gwen Stefani, what you waiting for? We saw right away in that first inning. Wasted no time. 3 straight hits, results in a couple runs. Joe Adell with a home run also. Matthew Lugo picking up his first major league hit, a triple and an RBI. Wasn't waiting on it.
No, he wasn't.
No.
Nearly hit a home run in that first major league hit. Knocked one off the wall in center field. 1 balls, 2 strikes here on Lugo. That trade, and Zephyr John part of that trade too, with the Red Sox last year for Luis Garcia
too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a bouncer to the second baseman, Holiday. Lugo hustles down the line. Lugo gets thrown out. 2 up, 2 down here in the 8th inning. Morton's retired all 5 that he has faced so far. It'll be the top of the order, and Neto here. Single and a run scored in the first inning. Angels are up by 4, trying to even up this series in a game apiece. Looking to get their 3rd win in their last 5 games. They took 2 out of 3 from Toronto.
Can they win back-to-back series if they can hold on to this one and win tomorrow?
Anderson against Eflin tomorrow night. Or tomorrow afternoon. It'll be Eflin's 4th start, but his first coming off the injured list. Eflin was dealing with a lat injury. The pitch didn't look like it was in the strike zone either.
Got to the point where Neto realizes his defense is way more important than worrying about that pitch being called a strike.
Absolutely. 2 balls, 1 strike on Zach. A 107 start, it says here tomorrow.
Mother's Day.
It's Mother's Day. So bring Mom. Tyler Anderson can keep it going. He's been outstanding to start the year, and you know he's in front of the conversation right now for potential Angel All-Stars this year. He might be number 1 on the list again. Into the All-Star game last year. Let's see O'Hoppe get a shot if he keeps hitting.
Just get those power numbers.
Certainly Cal Raleigh will be an All-Star for Seattle, but that second catcher spot seems wide open in the early part of the year. Kind of early, but you know, Mother's Day you start turning the corner. The Angels playing their 38th game tonight, so we'll be coming up on a quarter of the season being played already by the time the series ends in San Diego in the early part of next week.
That's what Ron Washington always says. That's when you start looking at numbers when people are struggling or swinging the bat well.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Neto as he fouls off another. So it'll be the quarter point of the season soon. Sometimes it feels like it goes by fast. Sometimes it feels like it goes by slow. But it goes by. There's no question about that. You look up and it's 40 games almost. Three balls and 2 strikes on Neto. Flips this one to right field. Hangs up for O'Hearn. Charlie Morton out of the bullpen doing a nice job. 2 perfect innings.
The face of the game of baseball is running through this guy right here.
That dude has electricity coming out of his pores.
You're changing the sport, man. I go out there every day and give them 100%.
Every day he does something that draws your attention.
Green is cooking with gas.
It feels like he's finally put it all together. I think Hunter Green's about to become a super ace of a playoff team. That's what the Cincinnati Reds are going to be in 2025.
arguably one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the game.
At 100 miles an hour, Sandy ties a career high 14 strikeouts.
This guy is a difference maker for the Marlins.
He's a staff ace. He wants to take the ball, man. He has been great.
Sandy Alcantara has thrown a complete game shutout.
It's like if I faced you, you got no respect for me.
No.
Exactly.
Morris at the front of the rotation.
The guy that wanted to finish what he starts.
Shutout for Sandy Alcantara.
Angels trying to finish off a 5-1 win tonight. Jack Kochanowicz looked good. He's in line for his first victory since April 5th. Matthew Lugo, his first major league hit, an RBI triple. Angels live postgame presented by OC Navigator will break down all of the events. What could be an Angels win tonight in front of Mr. Beast and Madison Beer in attendance here tonight.
How cool is that?
Throwing up the phone.
I'm going to go down there and get a selfie. I'll be right back, Wayne. You got me covered? Come on, Wayne, help me out.
With Mr. Beast in the house tonight.
Yes.
We talked about it here. Hyundai Key was Gwen Stefani,
yes,
who showed up here a couple of years ago. And now Mr. Beast has arrived. So is Brock Burke to pitch the 9th inning, facing Ramon Laureano. And it looks like now Kenley Jansen will start warming up in the Angels bullpen in case Burke has some trouble here. Laureano bats for O'Hearn.
96 to get up to 98 with his fastball. Great changeup.
The Orioles also have Tyler O'Neill on the bench tonight, who has a lot of power when he's healthy. He just got off the IL yesterday. Swing and a miss, 97. Laureano couldn't touch it.
I just wonder if you just go up a little bit higher with that fastball.
He's only been a guy to expand his strike zone. There's O'Neill waiting by in the Orioles dugout for a chance to make an impact here in the 9th inning. Angels have been ahead all night. Laureano tags one to the gap in right center. Adele's going to watch it fly over his head, and it is off the top of the wall.
I think it's gone.
I think so. It's a home run for Laureano.
That's another good swing for Laureano against the Angels.
Well, you thought the fastball should have been higher. He ended up throwing it in the middle of the plate. Laureano knocked it off the bottom of that video board out there and made a pretty good case that it was a home run.
Yeah, 14th career home run against the Angels. That was a changeup, though.
Took a panel out of the board. That pitch was center cut. Laureano just drove it out to right center field. So the Orioles get one quickly here. And that makes Jansen get put into a potential safe situation if the Orioles get another man on base here and bring the tying run to the on deck circle. Cedric Mullins is 0 for 3 tonight. First pinch hit home run in the career of Laureano. Now Tyler O'Neill is on deck. He would bat for Kjerstad. Forget Burke has got to face 3 hitters, so he'll face O'Neill.
Yeah, that's why this batter right here is huge.
Strike from Burke makes it 0-2. Angels scored 2 in the first, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. They've tried to hold on ever since.
It's a big out right here for Burke against a solid hitter with a lot of speed. So contact made is not an easy play anywhere in the field.
Little tapper, and Burke has the play. The underhand pitch to Kochanowicz for out number 1.
Big out.
And now we will see O'Neill batting for Kjerstad. Jansen could come in after this hitter, although it would not be a save situation until a man gets on base. Ron Washington would likely wait to use him here until it was certainly a save situation. Ball's in a strike on O'Neill, who has a lot of power at 31 home runs for the Red Sox last year. 34 for the Cardinals back in 2021.
Exceptionally quick on the inner half of the plate also.
Exceptionally strong. Rips one foul.
See how quick those hands are in that inner half. Wow. That was a pretty high hit probability on that one.
Going all the way to the backstop. Fly ball to right field, carrying a bit, but Adele has room. 2 outs. Now Emmanuel Rivera is due up. Again, the plan, I would think, now that Burke has faced 3 hitters, is to keep Jansen in the bullpen unless it becomes a save situation. Basically, it's about Rivera here. Likely be the last batter for Burke either way. Burke with that grunt every time he heaves one home. Ball 1 to Rivera.
He'll even do that with his changeup too. That way you don't just sit and, on a fastball when you hear the grunt.
You can't make that a tell. 97 on that fastball, accompanied by the grunt. 1 ball, 1 strike on Rivera. Now 1 and 2. So the Angels trying to finish one off here. Jack Kochanowicz did very well tonight. Angels offense provided some punch, including Joe Adele's home run, Matthew Lugo's RBI triple, his first major league start. Two and two.
Overthrew that one.
Fans on their feet here at Angel Stadium. Rivera with a fly ball to right field. Adele is there. Say goodnight to the Orioles. The Angels have evened up this series at a game apiece. They beat Baltimore tonight 5-2.
Yeah, this is a well-played game. Matthew Lugo picking up his first major league hit. He triple picked up an RBI. Joe Adele with the home run. Some balance in the lineup. Jack Kochanowicz was excellent. Hector Neris again coming in doing his job. Felix Vermeer, Zephyr John, Brock Burke close it out. And Mr. Beast on hand.
How about Mr. Beast getting to see the Angels shine the halo tonight? It will shine brightly as they beat the Baltimore Orioles 5-2. They'll have a chance for back-to-back series wins now tomorrow. And it was Matthew Lugo in the middle of it tonight. His first major league hit. Triple off the wall in center field.
Yeah, that was just a great swing. He stayed on that baseball very, very effectively and almost got his first hit, a home run. A triple, though. Not too many people have done that one in Halo history. Your first hit, triple.
Family loved it, and it certainly contributed to this Angels victory tonight, driving in that run. As Lugo added the second run of that 4th inning behind Joe Adele's home run. And the Angels beat the Orioles 5-2. And how about Matthew Lugo, our Toyota player of the game, in his first big league start with Erica Weston?
Matthew, congratulations on your first start. You collect your first hit and your first RBI. Describe what that feeling was for you when you hit the bag at third base.
Incredible feeling. You know, you work that for your whole life. You think about it when you're a kid. And when it actually happened in your first time, you know, starting the game, it was incredible.
I know during batting practice, everybody was giving you the confidence, thinking maybe a home run tonight. How much did you think that that was maybe going to leave the yard?
I wasn't thinking about hitting a home run my first at bat, but when I hit the ball, I was like, oh my God, it might happen. I would hit a homer, but I would take the triple. It's good enough.
I know you had a runner on too. What was your approach in that spot just to be able to put the ball in play? Certainly not expecting to get a triple out of it, but it just turned out to be that way.
Today, I just trying to be inside the ball. I think, I know I had adrenaline and I may pull off, so I just try to be, up the middle and trying to stay inside of it, and I hit it well.
This has been a really great couple of days for you and your family, them getting to be here to watch your debut, to see you come in the game last night. Can you just describe what it's been like for your family to witness this here the last couple of nights?
Very emotional for us. We've been through a lot, so I can get here. A lot of work, a lot of faith in me, and we're just very happy, and it's very special for me this couple of days.
Congratulations. Thanks for the time. Nice job.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Big night for Matthew Lugo and for the Angels.
And Curtis Bryant being up here with us, Mr. Beast, and a victory here in the first Major League hit.
It all worked out tonight.
It was a perfect night.
5-2 the final here at the Big A. We'll wrap it up in just a moment.
There's a unicorn in Hollywood.
The lineup we know is incredibly deep, but that starting rotation is unlike anything I can remember.
I got them running the National League.
I think this is the first of like 4 or 5 straight world championships. This is just an incredible wealth of riches.
Shohei Ohtani! He's in a world of his own! Strike 3 swinging. It's a dozen strikeouts for Tyler Glasnow. Walk-off win!
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time.
This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
That's hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs. Gone! Anthony Swanson.
He's one of the most talented ball players.
Pete Crow Armstrong, what a stud.
Showed it in Imanaga. It's about falling in love with him.
Seiya Suzuki with a grand slam.
And this is when you put the pedal to the metal.
I think we got a really good team.
Angels knock off the Orioles tonight 5-2. They'll have a chance for their second straight series win here tomorrow. Tyler Anderson will get the start tomorrow afternoon on Mother's Day as the Angels host Baltimore. For the 1 o'clock start, Angels Live pregame will begin at 12:30. Coming up next, Angels Live postgame. Patrick O'Neill and Garrett Anderson after an Angel victory here tonight. For Gooby and Erica, I'm Wayne Randazzo saying good night from Angel Stadium.
It's employee.
Arguably one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the game.
At 100 miles an hour, Sandy ties a career high 14 strikeouts.
This guy is a difference maker for the Marlins.
He's a staff ace. He wants to take the ball, man. He has been great.
Sandy Alcantara has thrown a complete game shutout.
It's like if I faced you, you got no respect for me.
No.
Exactly.
Force at the front of the rotations.
The guy that wanted to finish what he starts.
Shutout for Sandy Alcantara.
Did he do it? Oh, my goodness. What a play. An absolute beast unleashed. You are unbelievable.
Racking them up, all I do is win. Spot that hashtag like a boss. Yeah, that's how I roll. Keep on nailing and never miss it back. Enjoy the show.
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
That's a big win, a beast of a win for your Angels here tonight as we welcome you to our Angels Live postgame presented by OC Navigator. JK, I tell you what, for the Silent C, Jack Kochanowicz, 5 2/3. That's exactly what the Halos needed here tonight. And the offense, Joe Adell going yard, and Matthew Lugo wearing the old 1-5. I'm sure Kingfish would be proud of what Lugo was able to accomplish in his first big league start. His first hit is a 3-bagger and a ribby. As we welcome you back to the broadcast booth. You got fireworks going on, so I'm hanging out up here with Angels Hall of Famer Garrett Anderson. I'm Patrick O'Neill. A win feels nice. The Halos needed even up this series with the Birds.
Yeah, they did. And you know, it started out with the starting pitching today. You know, he came out, he did his job. He kept the team in the game as they've been doing for the last 4 or 5 games. So good starting outing for Kochanowicz, and the Angels started off early scoring.
Yeah, the Angels had Mr. Beast here in attendance. We're watching the broadcast. This guy's got more YouTube followers than there are U.S. citizens. The Angels moved him down to the dugout suite. Security got so bad they had to get him out of here. So maybe Mr. Beast is watching our postgame show right now and loving it. Great to have you here and to see the Angels get the victory. So what do we like about Kochanowicz with the secondary stuff?
He used it tonight, and he actually made them swing at it. And one of the things that I said earlier in the pregame show is he can show a fastball down low in the zone. That's when you get the chases on the off-speed pitches. So he did that tonight, and he was able to get his ground ball outs and keep his pitch count low.
That's exactly what you love from him, right? With the 11 ground ball outs, that's perfect. And he needed a start like this. There's some pressure on the young man.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he's young, and he's trying to find his way, and he's trying to be successful at the same time, which is extremely hard to do. You know, there's always probably tinkering with his delivery because, you know, sometimes his ball gets a little flat sometimes, but he went out and he battled tonight.
Offense giving him some early runs maybe helps a little bit.
Yeah, it does help you breathe a little bit when you see some runs on the board when you go out there in the bottom of the first inning. So, yeah, he relaxed and he did well tonight.
I remember talking to you about your first big league start. You remember it like it was yesterday. You got that fastball, you lined out. For Lugo, who got a taste of the show last night, right, in a pinch running appearance on his 24th birthday, seemed relaxed out there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And, you know, he probably has the idea that, you know, he's ready to be here, you know, and it's just you have to wait your turn. So, you know, great, you know, first hit, triple. I'm sure that's part of some record somewhere, triples in your first hit as a rookie. But it was nice to see it. I thought it was actually going to go out because, you know, all the guys on the team saying, I hope you hit a home run in your first. And when he hit that, I'm like, oh, it might happen that he might just get one in his, you know, his first game.
Well, he told Erica that he's a good athlete and he's got great speed. Yeah. So he had to back it up.
He did back it up right there.
And to have your family there, all flying in from Puerto Rico, impressive. Very, very impressive. It means a lot. That's special. I mean, this is history. You get the baseball right there, a little kiss, and into the dugout. Moncada's going to pretend to throw it. No, he's going to. Usually they'll pretend to throw it right into the stands.
Yeah, it's awesome that his family was able to be there because you only get a first start. So, no, that was cool that they were able to get here.
This was the trade at the deadline, right? And two of these guys were in the game here tonight with Ryan Zefferjon and to see Matthew Lugo. And this was the trade for Luis Garcia to Boston at the deadline. So good move by Perry Manassi to the Angels, paid off here tonight. We'll continue to roll on with our Angels Live postgame. Mr. Beast, it was great to have you here at the Big A. They were throwing cell phones. Look at this, throwing in cell phones. Take a selfie, that's worth something. So with this victory, also worth something. That means you get free French fries after an Angels win only on the app. Mickey D's got you covered. Must opt in to rewards for the McDonald's app. Now, why did I think of this? Throw this guy what a life. He's got all kinds of stunts. He's going to the pyramids in Egypt for 100 days. Glad I didn't think of that. Joe Adell when we come back on a big Halos victory.
The roar is back in Motown. Right now in Major League Baseball, we have a new Tiger King.
Tarek Skubal owns this mound.
Look at him walking off the mound. This guy's a nightmare. This kid's special, doing it all.
Riley Green saves the day.
Does everything on the field, plays great defense, can steal bags.
He's a monster.
If I'm on time, I know my swing is going to be in the best spot possible for me to hit the ball.
Riley Green tears into another one.
That's the Tigers, baby.
The face of the game of baseball is running through this guy right here.
That dude has electricity coming out of his pores.
You're changing the sport, man. I go out there every day and give them 100%.
Every day he does something that draws your attention.
Green is cooking with gas.
It feels like he's finally put it all together. I think Hunter Green's about to become a super ace of a playoff team. That's what the Cincinnati Reds are going to be in 2025.
Angels Live is presented by the OC Healthcare Agency. Navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. Well, there is the finale of the fireworks here at the Big A going off right over our TV truck. They're unable to hear a word we are saying, GA, as that is going on. That's okay. It's a victory. We're all happy, having fun. First inning, some offense. So it's just going to have to keep that hitting streak. Start a new one, right?
Start a new one. You know, there's plenty of games. Start a new one.
Zach Neto, what a player. What an absolute gem he is. Just love the way he plays the game.
Yeah, he's settling into that leadoff spot, and I actually like him there because he runs well, and this right here can play every day. He gets on base, shot it well, can spray it somewhere, he can go first or third. So that's something I hope that continues to happen.
You kind of like, get on, get him over, go first and third, run the bases, old school.
You can do that. You can do that every day. Hitting home runs at this level is not possible every day, but this thing, using your legs, hitting line drives.
And this is okay too. Get that extra run for Taylor Ward coming in. You got to get that next run, and otherwise just one, that's not going to be enough.
Yeah, when you move that extra base and you get to third, you create more ways to score runs. I mean, you don't have to get the base hit. You got the sacrifice fly right there to score the run right there.
For the Angels offense, I know it. All in all, everybody wants a little bit more, but 5 plus runs in the last 7 games, in 5 of the last 7 games. So 5 plus runs in 5 of the last 7 games. It's progressing.
It is progressing, and it's starting to show some continuity with the lineup. The lineup looks kind of the same every day, so you start settling into your roles. I think Neto's going to probably stay at leadoff. Ron didn't want to really commit to that, but I think he's not going to give him a choice, and I'm sure Ron will probably like it that way as well. That means he's been really successful up there.
Something tells me Zach is going to be fine with it as well. So for Joe Adell, the breaking ball, he's crushing it. He did not miss this one. It was a monster home.
Yeah, he's been on breaking balls, and this one, it was even more impressive than the one the other night because it was in the middle of the field. That means he let that ball travel and drove it through the middle of the field. So when hitters do that, it really frustrates pitchers because they don't know what to throw because he's on that pitch.
For a player like Joe Adell, getting consistent playing time, how does that help him in his timing?
It helps. I mean, you have to, everyday players have to play every day. Starting and not starting, there's really no, rhythm you can get into, and it's really hard. So to be able to get everyday at bats right now, I'm sure he's a little bit more relaxed, not pressing to think I have to get a hit to stay in the lineup, and you're starting to see some production a little bit more consistent.
Yeah, we're getting some news on Mike Trout, feeling no pain. Hopefully get back to running real soon, and who knows, maybe in a week, maybe a little more, but eventually get him back. A lot of stars in the game tonight. You can look at Kochanowicz, Neto. You can look no further than Mr. Beast. Oh my goodness, I am now a subscriber. Right now, click, like, subscribe to Mr. Beast. We'll be right back. Ron Washington next.
As a contractor, I find sometimes the most impactful thing you can say is what you do on your own home. A couple of years ago, we put a pool in our backyard, my wife and I. There was only one choice for the decking around the new pool. We used TimberTech because of the low maintenance on the product. You can install it and just enjoy it for its lifetime.
ePay.
Redwood. I mean, after 1 year, you're sanding and refinishing if you want to keep that sharp look. If you don't want to sand and oil every year, you want low maintenance, go with TimberTech.
I want to talk about the Angels. They're my big surprise team of 2025.
The Angels make sure the halo will shine brightly tonight.
The energy level and the swag and the confidence.
It is Trevor here.
Game's on notice.
Magneto magnificent.
High octane. It is fuel. It is hot. It's coming at you in a big way.
It was 105.5 miles an hour.
No way.
And the Halos are unstoppable right now.
Angels Live is presented by the OC Healthcare Agency. Navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. Angels victorious over the Baltimore Orioles 5-2. Here's the manager, Ron Washington. Who gets the game ball, Wash?
No, it was very impressive, but Jack set the tone. You know, we really put some good at-bats together, and that's what we have to keep doing, just putting them together, just putting them together. Like I said, our Achilles heel has been that 6th and 7th inning, and we got through it tonight. And we needed the runs we put on the board, because even though that team over there isn't what they have been, they still have the potential to do something real good out there. So I'm glad we was able to hold them off, and it started with Jack.
Is Fermin moving up in the trust tree?
Well, we had a 4-run lead there. He had a clean inning. So we just wanted to give him a chance to get out there in a situation where there's not a whole lot of pressure, and he should be able to get 3 outs, and it worked. And the more we do it, the more courage he can gain.
Nice to see Lugo get his first Major League cover with that triple.
That was awesome. I really thought it was gone. So, you know, now he's got his feet wet in the major leagues, and his first hit is a triple.
Do you think Adele is starting to make the adjustments that you guys want to see this week?
Well, he's starting to have better thought process at the plate. And if his thought process is better, the results are going to be better. He was very aggressive tonight, and that's what he has to stay, because they really haven't been throwing him balls. They've been throwing him strikes, and he just got to start getting them off that strike zone, and then they'll start making some mistakes. So, and every time they've made a mistake the past 3 games that he's played, he's made them pay for it.
Kochanowicz struggled with his command at times, but he still had a pretty good stat line. What did you make of his outing today?
Well, the first 2 innings, that was what he was. And then that 3rd inning there, he just ran into a little bit of trouble with his command. And I just told him, do what you did the first 2 innings. You know, he was 3-0 on the little second baseman. I can't think of his name.
Holiday?
Yeah, Holiday. And so I told him, don't lay him anything in there, but we just need 1 out. And he didn't, and he got Russman. So then he came back and he threw 2 more good innings. So, you know, he was a little erratic at times with his command, but that was Jack. He got a lot of balls on the ground tonight, And he used his 4-seam pretty good in good situations. He threw some change-ups that were pretty good in some situations, and he threw some sliders in some good situations. So his repertoire is filling up, but his main thing is his sinker, and what you've seen the first 2 innings is what he's all about.
It's nice that Washington talk about a well-played and well-pitched ball game for a change. It was nice to see from Kochanowicz in the bullpen. We have to certainly tip our cap to that. 3 1/3, just the 1 earned run, 2 hits.
Yeah, they haven't been able to do that for some time now. So it was definitely nice for them to go out and tighten up that part of the game to get to the back end of the bullpen.
Yeah, and it didn't need a save, didn't need Jansen, but we love what we're seeing from Fermin. The guy, he's got good stuff. I love that downward tilt on that hard slider.
Yeah, it's probably going to be somebody they continue to put out there as long as he's, keeping them in the game and not getting in too much trouble. I'm sure they'll lean on him a little bit more. I mean, he's down there. They're going to have to use him.
Yep, exactly right. Okay, good. Tomorrow, we're going to see Tyler Anderson as the Angels go for a series win. Another one, right? They beat the Jays 2 out of 3 and a chance to take 2 out of 3 from Baltimore before you hit the road. And here has been the best pitcher, the best starter, Tyler Anderson.
Yeah, he's been doing really well. And, he's been hitting all his spots, changing speeds. And he's been, definitely pitching like a number 1.
Well, tomorrow, 12:30 is our Angels Live pregame. Angelo Hoppe will join the game broadcast tomorrow. We'll have a special Mother's Day feature during our pregame show. And Garrett, wish you and your loved ones the very best Mother's Day.
Same to you.
Absolutely. It's always an awesome time working with you, pal.
So much fun.
All right. Appreciate Garrett Anderson, our entire Angels crew. Nice victory for the Halos. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow on Mother's Day.